I think I slept for like an hour tops. So I was completely f***ed up because I was like hallucinating from the sleep medication at this point. So I was just all over the place, and there was like rat creatures. Oh, it was an adventure.
Oh my God. Don't get shy on me now, Ellie. You still have to talk. I know the clap was intimidating, but... Oh, wait a minute. That could be interpreted wrong. The slate. We slated the cameras with my hands. Yes, that...
It sounds weird, but I understand what you're saying.
Good! First and foremost, it's important that you understand what I'm saying. Secondly, the audience.
It's when you go like this to line up the camera and the mic. I'd hit that, but...
We're doing well.
We're doing great. It's a great start.
It is. You're just destroying my equipment.
Yeah. Your camera wasn't working. I'm hitting your mics. This is what you get when you have me come to your podcast.
As long as my apartment doesn't burn down by the end of this, it's okay. I'll make it work.
I can make that happen.
Please don't. Please don't. Because then I'm going to have to move in with you, and that's going to be weird. We don't know each other that well.
Yeah, that could be awkward.
For which one of us?
Both?
Probably more awkward for me, since it would be your space that I'd just be intruding on.
Yeah, but then I have like dogs, and like that could be a whole situation.
Do I have to feed them?
I might make you. That's your rent. Pay, like feed my dogs.
Wait a minute. I could get an apartment in LA for just feeding dogs?
I don't like feeding my dogs.
Dude, this might be a deal. Because I'll get the renter's insurance when you burn the place down. So I'll have some cash flow.
Yeah.
And then all I have to do is feed dogs. How do you feel about having a podcast studio in your apartment?
I have a house, so I do have an extra bedroom that I could turn into a podcast studio.
Cool. I get to sleep on a couch and then there's a podcast studio there. That works.
I get you a futon. You pull it out. Then you have a sleeper sofa.
I don't pull out.
Good for you.
I think so.
Yeah.
I had to make that. That joke was just...
It was right there.
I had to. Had to.
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't slept on a futon since I was in like my 20s. They're horrible.
I've never slept on one.
They're not great.
I've never done that. I've slept on like a trundle bed, but I've never slept on a futon.
What the fuck's a trundle bed? The fuck is a trundle bed? I have no idea what the fuck that is.
It's like a twin, like a day bed, where it's like a bed and then there's a bed that pulls out underneath it. So it can turn into two beds.
Like, that's like for the cool kids that have sleepovers.
Yeah, pretty much. But instead it was my sister and I shared a room. And because we were both super autistic, my mom thought we needed more play area when we were kids. Because my autism was like, I'm just going to go sit in the corner and read. And my sister's autism was, let me throw Barbies against the wall. So, yeah, very different.
Just a little.
Yeah. So my mom was like, well, if we get a trundle bed, then like they'll have more room to play. And my mom thought that would like encourage me to play with like something. No. I just sat in weird positions and read books on the floor.
So which one of you got stuck with the pullout section?
Me.
Why?
My sister was more important because she was farther on the spectrum.
Well, yeah, it sounds like she'd bring physical violence to the table.
Yeah.
Her needs were not met.
Pretty much, yeah.
She ever threaten you with a Barbie?
Oh, yeah. I have a permanent scar on my hip from one, actually.
Okay, how does that happen?
I think I was like 9 at the time. And I should preface, she's a year younger than me, but she's completely nonverbal. Like, to this day, she still struggles to talk.
You got all the talking.
Yeah. You'll notice this. And she ripped the leg off of her Barbie and like just fucking jammed it in my hip. And she hit it in a soft spot in a way that it just went in. So now I've got like a little tiny, it's like a 1/2 inch scar right on my hip from being stabbed with a Barbie.
So was the Barbie movie traumatic for you?
Never seen it.
Oh, is that the reason why?
I'll go into like a PTSD anxiety attack.
Margot Robbie's stuck in my hip.
Oh my God. No, I just never saw the urge.
It's actually a good movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I saw it on mushrooms, but...
We all do things.
Often.
Yeah, as we should.
I mean, we're doing things right now.
Things.
Yes, things. No, it's actually a pretty good movie. This was obviously like a mushroom trip, just like
Yeah.
brain thing. It was just like mushroom trip brain thing. I'm using words well.
Mushroom trip brain thing.
Yeah.
Well, you got the point across in fewer words than necessary. So I still count that as good grammar because I still understood what you were saying.
Good. Drink more. But it was just like, wow. I hate the idea of like super commercialized film.
Mhm.
But it's like, for this movie to be as subversive as it is, it had to be the super commercialized product because they took basically a giant product placement movie and made it a feminism story.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't tend to be into the feminism stories.
I mean, it's still funny as hell, too.
Really?
Yeah. At least on mushrooms it was.
See, I went for Oppenheimer on acid instead.
See, I wanted to do both. I was actually trying to like trip and do the double feature, do Barbieheimer,
That would have been dope.
but I couldn't get other people to sign off.
Boring.
I know.
That's really boring.
I agree.
Yeah. No, I actually watched Oppenheimer twice in the same night because I walked into the theater right when my acid high hit me and blanked on the full movie.
Oh, that's horrible.
Like just completely I was staring at the ceiling, the lights were moving. I was completely gone. And I was in like when I go to the theaters, I'm in like hoodie, sweatpants, I bring a blanket, I wear fuzzy slippers. I'm not wearing jeans. Are you kidding me? That's not fucking happening. I'm dressing comfortable, okay? I'm the person that will literally wear like a fucking beanie and like drawstrings tied up, like completely snuggled, all right? I've worn a Snuggie in a theater and then still brought a blanket as well. Had a Squishmallow pillow with me at one point. I like to be comfortable. But I was like, the blanket I had with me had little stars on it, and I was watching the stars shoot across my lap the whole movie. So my friends walked out and went, "That was a cool movie," and I went, "What movie?" And they went, "No, we need to watch this again." So one of my friends called up a different group of friends of ours, and they came out last minute to see it again with me. And we had two of my male friends sitting on either side of me, and they would just like pat my thigh each time I got distracted to get me to watch it.
See, that's the very different experience than I have on hallucinogens in movies. I hyperfocus. Like, I disassociate into the fucking screen.
Yeah, see, I hyperfocus, but on the wrong things. It's the things I'm not supposed to hyperfocus on. And
Sounds like a problem.
yeah. So I don't do it anymore.
Well, that's also a problem. Why? It's like last summer. Like, within a year, you're just like, peace out. I'm done with this.
I didn't start drinking again until my 21st birthday.
Well, cheers to that, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You sound so excited about it. You're just like, coolsies.
I should preface, I went through like a really dark part in my life where I like had to cut a ton of shit out for like multiple reasons. Like there was like rehab involved, everything. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna touch anything because I don't want to fall back into that. So I like slowly dipped my toes back into things so I can like manage myself at a rate that's comfortable because I don't want to fucking go through that again. I don't think anyone wants to go through that. That's kind of fucked up.
No, rehab's for quitters.
Exactly.
Don't be a quitter.
I call my therapist after this, like, you know, Matt told me I shouldn't quit, actually. So maybe I should just go head deep into it.
Send your therapist the footage.
I'll send her all the clips later on.
She's going to be like, do not ever speak to that man again.
She'll be like, block his contact.
Block him.
Yeah.
Avoid him at public parties.
Pretty much. Yeah, I feel like that's how she would respond. It's fine. I'd laugh at her and probably not listen. But
probably you're undecided. You're like, maybe I will block him. Maybe if she makes
I'll listen.
If she makes some good points, maybe I will block him and just like give him the silent treatment at parties. Like,
no, I'm not like that. I don't block. I don't have a single person blocked in my phone.
Well, you're better than me.
I don't block anyone.
I do.
I turn my red receipts on for them and I read their texts when they come in so they know that I'm leaving them on red. Like, I like to make it very aware that I'm actively ignoring them.
That's healthy.
Yeah.
Real healthy. I'm not a therapist or anything, but seems real healthy.
I think it's great. It's really gotten my point across a few times.
And I'm sure there's a bunch of times where it didn't.
Well, there was one time where I broke things off with a guy. This is recent. And he
How
texted,
recent?
like within the last few months. And I broke things off with him in April. We weren't ever like officially together. We were just like talking, kind of feeling things out. And I was like, hey, I don't think this is gonna work. Like personality's not matching up. Part ways. Cool being friends with you though. Not like
How many times did you bang?
twice.
Okay.
Like it wasn't,
Yeah, nothing serious.
No, nothing serious at all. And then he sent me this huge long paragraph about how upset he was about it. And I was like, you're allowed to have your feelings. Doesn't change my opinion though.
Right.
And I left it at that. 2 weeks later, he sends me a huge long paragraph about how sorry he was. And he was hoping that we could start over because he really wanted to be with me. And I was like, whoa, okay, you obviously didn't understand what I was saying. Let me reiterated it for him. 2 weeks later, he sent me pretty much the same thing. So I left him on red. I was like, he's not getting the point. Gonna leave him on red. 2 weeks later, the same thing. All the way up until a week ago, he was sending me almost the same paragraph, slightly changed.
He's just like sending you his drafts?
Consistently.
Like, hold on.
And I was leaving him on red every time. And then he was just, I don't know. I was so confused. I was like, how does this dude not understand that I'm like, good, I'm all right. We can not do this.
It's unfortunately the societal norm of like women in media is prizes to be won. So if, I'm a good enough person and I'm a good dude, you're my prize. Like, how dare my prize not? You look at every fucking story, fairy tale, whatever. Like, who's the prize? The princess. The hero gets the princess.
I'm not the princess. I'm the fire-breathing dragon, and I'm very aware about that.
Please don't set my apartment on fire.
That's to be determined.
Since I would be moving in with you, is it determined if you like me more? You're gonna set my place on fire.
We'll see. Depends on how heavy a pour I'm doing today.
Well, you're pouring for yourself, so
exactly.
Maybe I'll take that off. I like my shit.
Guys today they don't understand a lot of things when it comes to the word no, or that not even.
I don't think it's the guys today. I think that is.
Historically, men don't understand the word no.
Right.
But today specifically, I mean, even just from when I was in high school, which was like
2 weeks ago?
No.
You're 21. It's like 3 weeks ago.
I graduated at 16. So that was what, 6 years ago for me now? 5-6 years ago?
How'd you graduate at 16 and you can't do basic math? You're 21.
I'm numerically dyslexic.
Well, now you make me look like an asshole. Calling you out on your bad math. God damn.
Yeah, I have dyscalculia, so I'm terrible at math. I can't read numbers. But no, guys, then like if I was like, we're not really vibing together, like this isn't really working, it would be like, okay, cool, we'll be friends. That was it. On to the next chick. Now, if I tell a guy, hey, I don't think our personalities really match up, but I do still like you as a person, down to be friends with you. It's just there's things that don't.
Why do you want to still be friends with them?
Because some of them do still have like cool shit that they like to do.
Yeah, other people like doing cool shit. That is not like a unique quality. There's millions of people that live in Los Angeles County. Plenty of them like to do cool shit.
You're right, but rarely ever are they attractive as well.
You're only friends with attractive people?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'd like to keep attractive people around.
I'm not mad at that.
Exactly. So, but usually I leave it as like, we can still be friends if you're comfortable with that.
Yes,
most of the time they're like, no.
Okay, well, those are responsible dudes.
Yeah.
But any dude who says yes in that situation thinks there's a glimmer of hope and then is going to be like, oh, I just have to convince her that like she fucked up here.
I have had that a few times.
Yeah, and you still want to be friends with these people. How are you not learning your lesson?
I don't know. This is why I'm in therapy.
This is why you're on the podcast for me to be like, no, clean breaks. Just fucking, sorry, our genitals don't match. You suck. Go about your life.
You have a point.
I know. I've done this once or twice. Like, sometimes you have to have a clean break from fucking people.
But that doesn't make life interesting.
Oh, it does.
But it doesn't. Because then I don't have screen recordings of me swiping through multiple weeks of messages from the same dude trying to hit me up.
I feel like you can find better interests. There are better uses of your time.
Well, excuse me. I just burped.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. Breaking news, folks. breaking news: Ellie Nova is a human being with gas. Yes, I mean it happened. There's cameras. There's witnesses.
It happen.
You can't just be like, no. Try to gaslight my audience. Try to gaslight. No, I don't have gas.
I'm a woman.
So
we don't do that.
Women definitely do.
No, our orifices take in. They don't take out.
That is also a lie.
No.
I witnessed it with my own eye holes. Not yours, but other women. You can't. Maybe your orifices are only intake. But wait a minute. At that point, you don't exhale. So where does the carbon monoxide go?
Inside.
Or dioxide. Shit.
It goes through my pores, not through my orifices. I'm like a plant.
Wouldn't your pores be an orifice at that point?
No.
What defines an orifice? Hold on.
I actually don't know what defines an orifice. I said it once earlier while you were setting up, and now my brain's stuck on the word orifice. I'd love to know what this actually means. Because I've never looked up the meaning.
Your pores would technically be an orifice if you were venting through it, because an opening such as a vent, mouth, or hole which something may pass. So your pores only become an orifice because you're breathing out of them.
Okay. Well, then technically all pores are an orifice because people sweat.
You sweat? You're going to tell the internet you sweat?
You're
afraid. You're afraid of gas, but you're going to tell the internet you sweat.
Yes.
Weird choices here. Making weird choices.
I think you've learned that so far. I make a lot of very interesting choices for my life.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I will apologize on record that I don't remember introducing myself to you at my birthday party.
That's hilarious, actually.
Yeah.
I went with Will Pounder because he went, hey, there's this birthday party happening. It's not that far from my place. Do you want to go? And I was like, I have a free night. Sure. We went, showed up, met Lily Lou and Cherie DeVille. Lovely people. Love them. Then they pointed out you, and I was like, oh, this is the guy whose birthday it is. I should go say happy birthday, because that's the correct thing to do when you pull up to a birthday party. I walk over, I go, hey, my name's Ellie Nova. Happy birthday. I know we haven't met before, but it's lovely to meet you. And you went, oh, thanks. And I was like, this guy is clearly fucked up.
Oh, yeah, no. People have been feeding me shots since the moment I walked in the door.
Yeah, I was like, this guy's clearly fucked up. I will follow him on Instagram, and he will maybe remember this.
I'm pretty sure because I looked over the guest list and I saw that you had RSVP'd. I'm pretty sure I followed you on Twitter before the party.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't really remember. I don't look through my follows, really. But I know that I followed you at your party. That was when I was like, I'm going to follow him. So if he does remember it, he can say thank you. And if he doesn't, then, oh, well.
And I did not. Because I believe I DM slide you did you make it to the party?
Yes. And I went, yeah, said happy birthday. And you went, oh, thanks. It's like, you're welcome.
Yep. My birthday party was a bit of a shit show.
A little bit.
It also went till 6 a.m. because we ended up back. A bunch of us ended up back here, still drinking and partying.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I left when the place closed because I was hanging out with Ken Fields, and him and I just kept talking about super nerdy educational shit. And we were just sat at the bar drinking water straight out of the pitcher because they didn't have any more plastic cups. So we were like, we're just gonna take the fucking pitcher and drink out of it, whatever. And we were just drinking out of it, talking about nerdy shit. And they were like, all right, guys, you guys gotta leave. And we were like, oh, okay. And then he walked me out to my Uber and had to literally bodyguard drunk people away from me so I could get into my Uber, which shout out Ken for that one, because otherwise I would have had to fucking body check people away from me. Yeah. And that was at 2:30 in the morning. And then I had to go back to the Airbnb I was staying at, pack up all of my shit, and then get on a flight to Miami at 4 a.m.
Well, thank you for fucking coming then. Shit.
I wasn't expecting to be there that long. I was only going to stay for a half hour.
It was a good party.
It was fun. It was...
Wow, no acknowledgement that it was a good party. It was fun. It was a thing. It was a thing that happened.
I met some cool people that I hadn't met, which is how most industry parties go.
Yeah.
Met some cool people, had a lot of really nerdy conversations about feminism and dominatrixes. Dominatri? I don't know how is that supposed
I do plural.
Dominatrixes? That sounds wrong. Dominatri also sounds wrong.
I mean, is it just like geese? It's just dominatrix. Because it's no geese and goose. Never mind. I'm just proving my ignorance of the English language. Shit.
Yep.
Shit.
I don't know what the plural of that would be. Anyways,
I'm trying to. I swear there's an animal that, like, the plural is the same as the fucking word. Fuck. Drawing a blank. I thought
moose is moose.
that was the one I was thinking of.
That's what I was thinking. You were thinking.
So Canadian of you.
Thank you. Yeah. Maybe just dominatrix. Either way, we were talking about some like 40 and shit and everything. We got like really into it. And I lost track of time. And then I looked at my phone after they were like, you guys got to leave. And I thought it was like midnight. You have to remember, I was still living in Texas at the time. And the town I lived in, I loved it. Okay. I cried when I left.
But you still left.
I like money and I make more money out here.
Well, yeah. And this is a better place to be.
I guess.
I mean, you could, being here, first and foremost, besides more money, you can flush a fetus if you need to.
I don't give a fuck about that.
You really want to keep one to term?
I'm infertile. So it doesn't like.
I mean, it just means you should try harder.
I mean, like, I don't have ovaries, so it's like literally impossible.
Oh, no. Science.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, with a little bit of science.
A little bit. Yeah. No, so I don't know, this doesn't like really apply to me. I don't like give a fuck.
Well, yay to the infertile club.
Woo! More cream pies for me.
Right? Well, I'm infertile too, so.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Love to hear it.
Not a vasectomy was great.
Yeah, as you should.
I agree. Well, wow. Wait a minute. I say that. Why are you so enthusiastic about me not breeding? Why? Why, Ellie?
Because I think that if you're not in a place in your life to have a child, most vasectomies are reversible. So if you're most, I'm not saying all of them. Most of them are.
My surgeon was like,
Yeah. So that's why I say most. It's depending on the person. But if you decide that you don't want children, as a man, there's a very easy option readily available to you.
Anal.
There is that, except for the fact you can get a girl pregnant through anal.
I mean, that's a big load.
No, it's like super possible.
I mean, I'm assuming it just drips out, like, and you on your stomach.
Between that, or there's multiple cases where women's like the lining. I could be totally wrong on this, but this is just from what I remember. The lining inside their ass like is thinner than it's supposed to be, and it rubs up against their uterus. And because the sperm are smaller than the cellular wall, it just goes right through into the uterus.
Life finds a way.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
it's a documented thing. It's happened with multiple people. It can happen. Yeah. Anyways, but like as a man, if you decide you don't want kids, because most men, once you hit like 22, 23 years old, you've decided whether or not you want like the family life at that point. Most of the time. Whether or not you've like firmly decided it or not is a whole other thing. But most have decided at that point whether or not they want children and a wife and like all that bullshit, or a partner of some sort. Or
well, you can definitely have a partner and not have children.
Yes, I agree with that.
I'd hope so, because you're like, I can't have kids. Like, no partners for me ever.
I don't do that. No, but
like, those dudes are really fucked up, trying to wife you up, and you're like, I don't even do partners.
I just take dick.
Well, good on you.
Yeah, right? But like at a certain point, you decide kind of what you want for your life. I feel like if at 15, 16 years old, you can be deciding what you want to do with a career, at like 22, 23 years old, you can decide what you wanted.
At 15, you should not be deciding what you want to do with a career.
Have you seen high schools nowadays?
No, I don't have children.
Okay, well, that's a fair point. My younger brother, like this was like a year and a half ago, called me, and he was like, hey, so what like program should I be looking at for engineering? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're not even 16 yet. And he was like, no, like the school, they told me I have to create like a whole career path down to the fucking year, the courses he was going to take at the university, everything. He had to have it all planned out, the courses he was going to take throughout high school to get there, everything.
Well,
and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, that's pretty ironic, seeing as you graduated at 16. You're not even 15 yet. Like, you should be out of high school in a year and a half.
To be fair, I tested out, didn't know what I wanted to do with my life.
Duh, you're here.
Yeah, right?
Almost no one is like, adult entertainment is where I want to be. Like, when they're prepubescent or an adolescent.
Yeah, and if they are, there should be questions asked. Like,
Well, there should be questions asked no matter what.
yeah,
Oh, you're saying I should do my job now?
I don't know.
Is that what you're implying, that I should be asking
don't
questions? Is that what you're implying right now, Ellie Nova? That is a question. See,
say a single thing.
you didn't. And I asked a question. Are you implying that I should be asking questions?
We've been talking, haven't we?
I believe so. I believe the record will show that we have been talking.
Then I think we're doing our job.
Are we, though?
Oh, this is a podcast. You do the talk thing on the podcast, right?
Last I checked, yes.
Okay, then we're good.
Yeah,
we're good. Okay.
In the hundreds of these I've done, I'm pretty sure you do the talk thing.
And that was my first one.
I mean, it'd be horrible if I'd been doing them wrong all this many years. Like, that'd be horrible.
Imagine. Oh my God. That'd be hilarious.
It's like, oh, hey, you've been doing this for 8 odd years, hundreds of episodes. You've been doing this wrong the whole time. Like, fuck.
Yeah, it happens.
Not to me, hopefully. Hopefully not.
I think you've been doing great.
You've never watched a full episode.
No, I haven't.
First question I asked you before we were on air, like, you ever watch a full episode? Nah, I can't be bothered with that shit. That's 2 hours of my life I'll never get back.
It's not even that. It's just when I listen to things for an extended period of time, I like to take in educational information.
I'm not educational? Holy, fuck you. Fuck you, Ellie. I'm not educational. Wow. Wow. God damn. God damn.
I don't think that you're educational.
You don't know. You've never watched a full episode. You don't know.
I think that the only things you could educate me on are the industry I currently work in and the people in the industry that I currently work in.
You'd be wrong. I know a lot of other shit.
Enlighten me.
What do you want to know about?
I don't know. I was listening to a podcast on quantum mechanics on my way over.
Oh, I can't educate you on that.
Well,
okay. Sorry. I don't, focus on your niche interest in quantum mechanics, but I do know other shit.
okay.
Oh, do I have to press you with my other shit now?
I feel like the kid that runs up to the dad wearing the Nirvana shirt and is like, "You like Nirvana? Name a song."
Well, sorry. I'm extensively traveled. Hell, we were talking about Cuba at a fucking party.
That is true.
And you're like,
I don't know if you count that as a party.
I was drinking.
Just because you're drinking doesn't mean it's a party.
In my mind, it does.
You could turn anything to a party at that point.
Exactly.
I love that. That's my new way of looking at life.
It's just all mindset. It's all fucking mindset. But we were talking about Cuba.
I wish I was drinking at that event.
Why weren't you?
Because I was driving. And I was being the good person. I didn't have a single drink.
You fucked up.
I know. I should have drank.
Yeah, you should have.
Because it would have made that a lot more bearable.
Well, that's why I just hung out outside and socialized.
I had friends that were performing.
So did I. So did I.
And the friend that I brought was also a comedian. So he was like, "I want to see the sets." And I was like, "They're not going to be good."
Yeah. That was an interesting night for me, all in all.
It was interesting. It was very interesting.
I also ran into someone like I haven't seen in years that like I
love that.
Yeah. Someone I was trying to be romantically involved with like 10 years ago. I hadn't seen in years. Like, I was just like, I was talking to someone. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, holy. And she was legitimately trying to hide out for half a second. We were connected and like, but it was still like, holy shit, I haven't seen you in person in like better part of a decade. What up, girl?
Wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Damn. Yeah, that's why I don't tend to go to industry events, because half the time I look at people and I go, "Whoa, I fucked you 2 weeks ago." And I'm like, this is just
Yeah, but that
weird
doesn't
now.
mean shit.
No, but it's weird.
Why is that weird?
I don't know. It's weird because like all of my bodies before the industry, it was like one and done. Like I was in a committed relationship for like almost 7 years.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like you were in a committed relationship at 14?
Well, from 12 to 19.
Okay. Commitment shouldn't even exist for 12-year-olds.
I got engaged at 18. I've made a lot of poor life choices.
Well, that's not one of them. Like getting out of that is not one of them.
No, getting out of that, great fucking choice. The fact that I was in it was the bad life choice.
Well, yeah, but you get institutionalized.
It happens.
Well, yeah. Well, because so 12 to 18, you said?
It was 12 to 19.
12 to 19. Okay. That's a third of your fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
You were in that relationship. You didn't know any better. You were in that relationship for a third of your fucking life.
Yes.
No one can blame you for being like, I was indoctrinated in this relationship. This was like a cult.
Talk about indoctrination.
Apparently.
Oh, God. My entire childhood?
Well, question. How old was this dude?
He's 2 years older.
Okay, so not age inappropriate.
No. No, not at all. Like, it was 2-year age gap. I'm in 03. He was in 01. It wasn't a big deal.
God damn, I feel so fucking old.
I know, right? The minute I say something, people are like, wait a second.
Like, you were not alive on 9/11.
No, I wasn't.
I was in a bar on 9/11.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
That I was in a bar on 9/11?
No, that, like, people were doing someone always has a story of like, oh my God, I was doing this on 9/11 and you weren't even born. And I'm like, yeah, well, cool for you.
Yeah, cool. Enjoy living after I'm long dead.
Yeah, I will.
Cool.
Maybe. I don't know. I got a lot of health shit going on. Maybe I won't. Kind of just partying while I'm here.
It's a race.
Yeah. To the end.
Yeah.
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 No one races to the beginning.
Well.
No, that's not how races work.
Yeah, they do.
How does someone race to the beginning?
I don't know. If you're running like the quarter mile is the full track. You're racing to the beginning.
No, you're racing to the end.
You're racing to the beginning because the beginning is where you started, which is actually the end, which is also the beginning. So you're racing to the beginning.
I feel like we're getting on some spiritual reincarnation. The flag is waved when you go across the finish line.
The flag is also waved when you start.
No, those are pistols.
Depends on what sport you're talking about.
Riflery? I mean, those are rifles. Shit.
I don't know what we were talking about.
Oh, we were just talking about,
indoctrination.
Indoctrination and me being mad old.
Ah, yes. No, indoctrination. What a wild time indoctrination is. It's fun. It's great.
What were you indoctrinated into besides your relationship?
The Roman Catholic Church.
Oh.
I was a veiled Catholic.
Film will prove that you have the wrong parts for priests to be interested in you, so it can't be that bad.
Okay.
It was a bad take.
Maybe priests may not, but have you ever heard of like the youth counselors? Those exist still.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
I was never a Christian, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a Jew.
Good for you.
Well, I'm an atheist now, unless we're in a meeting.
Good for you.
I think so.
Same.
Some fake god, chose us or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I'm on the same route as you. I'm atheist unless I'm around family, and then it's praise the Lord.
Oh no, around family, I'm still an atheist. It's literally
that. I'd break my mama's heart.
Oh no.
There's so many things I've done that like have directly affected her in a negative way that I'm like, this is just one of those things that she's gotta know that I at least, like, she's gotta think that I at least will go to heaven.
No,
like, that I'm at least trying still.
Why?
You get to a point where you're like, this is something she's never gonna really find out unless someone sends this to her.
I will. What's her email?
I'll give it to you after.
Cool.
Someone else can break it to her. I won't.
I'll do it.
Cool.
I'll be that friend for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But no,
I'm here to have all the awkward conversations with friends' parents.
I love that.
In my history of dating, I don't think I've ever impressed anyone's parents. So, like, it's just ingrained in me now that, like, no, I'm here to disappoint your parents.
Honestly, same.
How has someone never been impressed with, like...
They think I'm a know-it-all.
I can see that.
I get it a lot. It's because I have my master's at 21. Immediately, once they hear that, they go, oh. I'm like, what? What's the fucking problem? Like,
you're a fucking slacker. You graduated high school at 16.
Hey, fuck off. I did my bachelor's in 2 years. And then my master's in a year and a half.
Ooh.
Technically, I got my master's before 21. I got it like a month and a half before. I'm in my PhD program right now, though.
For what?
World econ.
Why?
Because I like economics.
But you don't like numbers.
And?
It seems like a weird choice.
I know. This is the autism showing.
Okay.
Yeah. I like to know what's going on in the world. I like to be like like into what's going on. Not in
I mean, it's all fucked.
not in like a weird drama, watch Fox News or CNN way, but in like I want to read the economic reports of third world countries and understand how the US is directly affecting that.
Oh, in all the ways.
Yeah, obviously, but there's like, the different pathways and stuff. You can nerd out on all that shit, but like I like to do that. That is how I spend my free time, is reading economic reports.
How many of these dudes are you just rejecting because they just don't meet your intellectual standards?
Hundreds.
I meant like of dudes you're actually involved with.
Hundreds.
How do you have time to reject hundreds of dudes?
Yeah, I've written up multiple different rejection texts in my notes, and I just replace the names or the dates and like minor little details.
Yeah, but like, I don't count rejecting someone that you don't actually know.
No, like people I've gone on dates and stuff with. Yeah.
How much do you have time to date? Fuck.
I fuck. I film. I don't edit any of my own stuff anymore because I just pay someone else to do it.
Good call.
And I respond to messages on my platforms, and that's it. So all the other time is just filled with me having fun.
Read a book.
I read too many of them.
That's a complaint no one has ever made.
I read over 400 books last year.
Well, that's impressive. I don't think that's too many.
I think it's too many.
I mean, if you got it done,
hold all the information anymore. Plus, books get so fucking boring because I only like nonfiction. I don't like fairy tale bullshit.
the dude gets the girl.
Yeah, because that's not real.
No, not at all.
Not in any sense. And I don't want to hear about some like dragons or mystical creatures or some shit.
What's wrong with dragons?
They're fucking dragons. You can go to the zoo and see an alligator, and it's like kind of the same thing.
I wonder how dragon tastes then, because alligator's delicious.
I've never had alligator, so I don't
You
know.
should fix that. It's delicious.
Okay. Understood.
It's fucking delicious. Like,
I've never had alligator.
how do you live in the South and never have alligator?
Most alligator is fried, and I can't have gluten. So
Blackened alligator is a thing.
Texas fries all sea creatures. And
Well, yeah, but if they don't bread it, you could just fry it without breading it.
yeah, but you can't just get alligator at a store in South Texas.
Louisiana's like right there.
Yeah, but that was an 18-hour drive from where I lived. I lived at like the very bottom of Texas on the Gulf, like towards the border.
So good drugs, no alligator. Got it.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah. It happens. We all make our sacrifices. I chose the beach and cocaine. And, other people chose alligator meat.
And cocaine. Like, no one's living in New Orleans and
No, not at all. Not in any sense.
New Orleans, I gotta go back. Fuck.
What a time New Orleans is.
When was the last time you went?
Would have been just after New Year's.
Oh, you've been recently then.
Yeah, I went just after New Year's. I wanted to go for Mardi Gras, but I was
Oh, fuck that.
I was shooting.
Fuck that.
I actually like it. I don't like it because of all the party bullshit that goes on. I'm not a big party person, actually. Which is another reason why you won't see me at all the fucking industry parties.
I see you. I have only seen you at industry parties.
Which is so funny because you've seen me at every industry party I've been to. Those are the only ones I've ever been to. And you just happen to find me.
I'm not searching you out. You're just there.
Yeah, but those are the only ones I've ever been to.
Jesus, you're making me sound like, oh yeah, I'm searching Ellie out. Like, no, like one was my birthday party and I don't even remember you being there.
Yeah, that happens.
One was like a fundraiser for the industry. So,
yeah, I felt like I had to go to that because my friends were performing.
Right. And then the other one was like a rad 4th of July party.
And I was helping host it.
Right.
So, like, yeah, those are things. But, like, I don't go to industry events. I got invited to so many different things this summer, and all of them I was like, no, I'm not doing that. But yeah, I don't know what I was saying. But yeah, industry events, you won't ever really see me at those. That doesn't really happen. Oh,
No.
partying in New Orleans. Yeah.
100% of the time I see you at industry events. 100%. I'm betting.
I mean, the rest of the industry will almost never see me at industry events unless it's award shows. I do go to award shows. I do that. But that's because I like to see my friends win.
Yeah, the internet's for that.
Yeah, but I like to be there. And if any of my male talent friends that I'm like actually friends with win, I tell them, I'm like, you win and you get a free blowjob. And
That's such a fuck deal.
why?
Because
They're not in charge of it?
yeah,
Yeah, I know. It's great. It's lovely.
if it makes you happy,
It does. It does make me happy.
okay,
Yeah.
That's the important part.
Of course.
And
I don't do things that don't make me happy.
aw, you're here. Aw.
Well, it's free alcohol. And I get to say fucking whack shit on the internet. It's a pretty great deal.
I don't think you've said anything that was whack.
I think this is the most that people have ever heard me talk on the internet, actually. So
Good.
this is whack for like my audience. They don't hear me talk a lot.
They're just
Even
like,
in like all of my videos and shit on like my platforms, I don't talk. I don't do that. I'm just like, here's my pussy.
see, I've only interacted with you socially, so like all I understand is you talking.
Yeah, I talk a lot when I'm around people.
I know.
Uh-huh.
It's like once I remembered it meeting you, I was like, oh yeah, you gotta come do the show.
Yeah. It happens.
It is happening.
Oh my god, it's happening.
There are cameras and a microphone that are proving that it is happening.
Is
Right.
it happening?
It is happening right this fucking second.
That's crazy.
Is it?
I don't know, is it?
Not really. There's hundreds of these.
How many times are you gonna say there's hundreds of these? Take a shot every time he says that.
Well, now I'm just gonna do it to try to give my audience alcohol poisoning. Like now you're just trying to set up. Do you and I want to do shots every time I say that? Because I'll try to kill us.
I'm okay. I will respectfully pass that offer.
Boo.
I know, I'm such a fucking buzzkill.
I know. Sobering up every time I talk to you.
Ugh. How dare I?
I mean, that's obviously not true. I blacked out the first time I met you.
I
So
was gonna say you were fucked up the first time I met you. There's no way. If you were sobering up, people would have bought you so much more alcohol.
oh no, like I'm just thrilled that my dick worked later that night.
Good for you.
Yeah, no, I'm.
That's great.
As I said, I was thrilled about that.
Yeah, that's something honestly to be impressed about. Because most people would have gotten whiskey dick. So
Oh no, I my audience is possibly well aware that like my whiskey dick is I just don't finish. So it was just like, yeah, it was going on like, yeah, this isn't gonna come to fruition, girl.
At least you know, though.
Yeah, I'm an old man. I've done this once or twice.
Yeah, it happens.
It does
Yeah.
multiple times in my life. Hell, 2014, I don't think I had sex sober once.
I only have sex sober. If I have sex when I'm like drunk or high in any way, I forget to moan. And then I'm just silent.
Some people are into that.
And well, then I'm really scared because then I come into it and I stop dissociating and I realize that they're still going and I'm like, wait, I haven't made a single noise in 13 minutes and this guy is still going and actually really into it. And then I have to
Well,
be
he
like,
wasn't that into it if he lasted 13 minutes.
That's fair. That's totally fair. But like, yeah, it's a few hookups have ended abruptly because I just wasn't making noise. And then they get really upset and they're like, am I just not good enough for you? And I'm like, no, it's not that. It's that I'm inebriated. And then they're like, oh, okay. Usually girls are more into me when they're drunk. And I'm like, well, maybe that's your problem. That's
Yeah, that's problematic.
It's a little problematic.
It's a fucked up state of affairs because it's like if you commit a crime when you're drunk, you're still liable.
Yes.
But if you're like, hey, we're both drunk and we're hooking up, it's like, oh, this is regrettable. Shit.
Yeah, it happens.
It does.
It happens.
Oh, it's happened. Oof. There's definitely been some times where like I've told a story on air where it's like, oh yeah, I sobered up inside someone and was like, oh, why am I here?
Yeah. Yeah. I once sobered up while giving head to a guy. And I was like, I looked up at him and my eyes went wide. And he went, oh yeah, look at me like that. And I was like, and then I got like, I was like, wait, what the fuck am I doing? And I just like finished because I was like, I can't like not now. Like,
I mean, you definitely could.
I could, but I would have felt bad. And I like giving head, so it wasn't like a bad thing. And he was attractive anyways. But then I looked at him and I was like, I definitely, like, I should not have done that because it was like a friend of mine's brother. And I was like,
I mean, your friends' brothers need orgasms too.
I'm just here to give orgasms to the world. That's what I do.
Okay. I mean, I think you have more to offer than that.
Okay. I'm glad you believe in me.
Well, yeah, you exist. You're here. I believe in you.
Oh my God. I'm not your imaginary best friend, you're gonna look at these cameras back, and I'm not gonna be here, and you're gonna
I'm
be
full
like,
on.
"Whoa!"
Am I full on fight clubbing this podcast? Like when I sleep, do you take over? Are you my Tyler Durden?
Yes.
Oh my god, am I sucking a lot of dicks while I'm asleep? Do I enjoy it? Holy shit!
I've genuinely thought that before. I have woken up with like the back of my throat bruised and been like, "Wait, what did I do last night?" Like I was at home. I was sober. Like, oh, did I just like get throat fucked by a ghost? Like what the fuck?
Well, I mean, if you're my Tyler Durden, that means that when you're asleep, I'm in control. It was probably just a lot of Korean barbecue.
You know, I'm not upset about that.
Well, good.
I like Korean barbecue.
All right, when are we going?
Literally whenever. I'm always down for Korean barbecue.
Awesome.
Yeah, fucking love Korean barbecue.
Awesome.
It's the shit.
It is.
Yeah. Plus, most Korean barbecue is gluten free, so I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's just meat.
The biggest issue is soy sauce. Most soy sauce isn't gluten free.
Damn the Japanese on that.
Is soy sauce Japanese? I always thought it was Chinese.
Oh no. Good soy sauce is in Japan.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna Google that just to make
I don't know.
sure.
I don't eat soy sauce. I usually eat coconut aminos, which is usually made in China or the Philippines.
So soy sauce originated in China 2,000 years ago.
China?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
But it is a key ingredient in many cuisines, including Chinese, Japanese, Korean, and Southeast Asian.
So it is Chinese.
Japan's claiming it's Japanese first.
Ah, it's one of those.
Hold on. I gotta
Is
see.
this a Taiwan situation?
Oh yeah, there's the Japanese National Tourism Organization. The first shop, Kisha Yusasa, the birthplace of soy sauce.
Oh, wow.
So Japan's like, no, that's our bitch.
And China.
Stole soy sauce from the Japanese.
Interesting.
Like, honestly, as someone who
So it is a Taiwan situation.
possibly,
Mm.
as someone who really does enjoy Japan, I don't believe that because Japan is all about like taking someone else's fucking tech and just improving on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is their jam.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Cheese World in Japan?
I have not.
Okay.
Where in Japan is this?
Oh my god, I fell asleep on the train, so I couldn't actually tell you where. It's in the countryside, in the middle of fuck you nowhere, Japan.
See, I've never left Tokyo, so
Oh, okay. So I've been all over Japan. I love traveling, and
samesies.
yeah, I fell asleep on the train because we landed and then went straight onto the train. And I can't sleep on planes, but I can sleep on trains. So
Oh, that sucks that is a long flight to not be able to sleep on.
yeah, it was fun. So and I took melatonin and I took like prescription sleep medication to sleep and could not sleep. Couldn't do it. Mind over matter on that one, I guess. But I passed out the minute that we got inside the train. And I was with like 8 of my friends too. So they were like, you sleep, it's fine. We'll wake you up when we need to get off the train. And I didn't know where the fuck we were going because they had planned the whole thing and I just sent them my share of the money. I was like, here you go. Make this fun. That was the only thing. I was like, I just want to eat really good food. That was my only request. And we went to this place called Cheese World. That's what it like loosely translates to is Cheese World, Cheese Park thing. It's a whole adventure theme park surrounded around cheese. There's a cheese mascot. There's a cheese slide. There's cheese making classes where you make your own mozzarella and then you make pizza with it. And it's like this super rundown, like sketchy ass park in the middle of nowhere. There was like 50 people in the park and like 3 workers. And it's wild. All of the rides are like a DIY situation where there's no people running them. You just kind of get on. It's really interesting. It really caught me off guard. And I was like just waking up. I think I slept for like an hour tops. Like I don't even really know how long the ride was. I just know that I slept. So I was completely fucked up while doing this. Because I was like hallucinating from the sleep medication at this point. So I was just all over the place. And there was like rat creatures. And it was an adventure.
I'm trying to find this place.
Please find it. It's hilarious.
Google does not give me any because like I Googled Cheese World Japan and it gave me a cheese theme park in South Korea. I'm like, that's not Japan.
That's definitely
Google.
not Japan.
Like, I mean, at one point it was, but
We don't talk about that.
I mean, they definitely talk about that at some point.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Imperial Japan was not such good people.
No, it was definitely Japan. It was a cheese.
Well, I didn't think you got on a fucking train to Korea. Like, I landed in Tokyo, got on a train to Korea. That doesn't work so good. There'd be water.
There would be water. That would be there would be water. It was definitely Japan.
Let's see, what is cheeseland.com? Give me.
Cheeseland.com.
See, I always found that like cheese in Japan was not great.
No, it's not. Which is why I was so confused why there was a whole theme park. But there's this like town in Japan and their whole thing is cheese. I love the way your eyes just went up. Did you find it?
Cheeseland.com goes to cheeseland.com. Japan is my religion. Welcome to my cult.
What the fuck? Oh my God.
I don't think this has anything to do with a theme park.
Oh, I don't think so, but I love it. I'm going to look that up later.
Yeah, just cheeseland.com.
Oh, I love it. I love whoever took that domain. Japan is... Okay, so there has to be a correlation between Japan and cheese then. Like, we've definitely established that. Because otherwise, someone would not have cheeseland.com as Japan is my religion.
Trying to find your fictional fucking Cheeseland.
Fictional cheese. Yeah,
You're like, I don't do fiction except for Cheeseland.
I know it's so real because I even researched it afterwards and found multiple YouTubers had made videos on this theme park.
Okay, I'm gonna go to YouTube and go, because Cheeseland doesn't come up, and usually YouTube results come up.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be a cheese theme park in Japan. If I'm wrong about this, I'm going to be so upset. But it totally should be in Japan.
Okay, well, all the YouTube results start with, I went to a cheese theme park in South Korea.
There's no fucking way it was South Korea. Did I land in South Korea? No, to be fair, I don't remember most of this trip. But I, swear to you, it was Japan.
There's nothing coming up with Japan and a cheese theme. You're like, I went to a whole other country. Where's your passport? Check your stamps.
I don't get stamps in my passport most of the time.
Why not?
My passport's never been stamped. I've been to over 100 countries. My passport has never been stamped once.
That's weird.
I hold 2 passports, though. In most places, I can't get in with a US without needing a visa. I can get in with Canada without needing a visa.
Japan, you can definitely get in without needing a visa.
Yeah, but they never stamped my passport.
Oh, every time I've been there, they fucking...
I have no stamps in my passport, and I have pictures of me in multiple countries.
Digital photography is a thing.
Yeah.
I feel like you're just good at Photoshop.
Imagine I'm just here in my hoodie, like some major hacker bro. Like, oh my God, I need to make sure that they know that I went to Asia. No.
Now I want to get on a plane with you just to see what happens.
Right?
We traveling together?
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm going to Europe this summer, which is going to be interesting.
Are you inviting me? Or am I just inviting myself right now?
You're inviting yourself.
Well, then now I'm not going.
I mean, I already booked my shit, so it's like, if you want to, you can.
That's the most unenthusiastic invite ever. Matt, if you're going to be there, I mean, I guess you could do a thing.
I'm trying to think now. Was that South Korea that I went to? I feel like it was Japan. I promise I'm usually way more cultured. I went on this trip when I was 18.
Oh, all 3 years ago.
Yeah, 4. That's 3. Never mind. I did pregame this, by the way.
Why would you do that?
I showed up with a Jack and Coke in my hand.
I thought you drank vodka. I would have definitely offered you whiskey if you want brown liquor.
Because I'm really particular about the brown liquor that I drink because it has to be certified gluten-free.
Man, I don't know.
Most isn't. So I get mine from a super specific place and shit.
Jack Daniels?
Mine's not Jack Daniels.
Well, you said Jack and Coke.
Yeah, so that way the viewers understand what I'm talking about. Because if I say, oh, whiskey and soda or whiskey and Coke.
Whiskey Coke. Whiskey soda would be a highball.
I guess, yeah, you're right.
This is one of the things I am an expert about.
Yeah.
Drinking is actually is an expertise, yes.
Yeah. I don't know, drinking was one of those things I just kind of threw to the back of my head after everything that happened in my life. So I don't really remember most of the stuff that I learned in mixology. I kind of just...
So when did you decide that you need rehab, by the way?
I was 17.
So you're out of high school.
I was out of high school. I was in my bachelor's program. I had been awake for 4 days on a bender. And one of my grades went from 100% to 97, and I had a mental breakdown. And my boyfriend at the time went, "This is a really big problem for you." And yeah, and then he admitted me against my will.
And you stayed with him for another couple of years. Cool.
Well, because it wasn't the fact he was admitting me, not because of the fact that my grades had slipped, but because I was having a breakdown over 3% on a grade.
I mean, you're bad at math.
Like,
okay.
But the thing was, it was my bachelor's is in English lit.
Right, not math.
It was my honors English class is what my grades were slipping in. That shouldn't happen. So it was like, and that's not normal for me. If you look at any of my transcripts, that's the only grade I have in all of my schooling years that's below 100%.
So we're publishing the transcripts as part of this episode?
I totally could. That would be interesting.
Well, I mean, I'm down to do it. I've published cookie recipes as part of this podcast before.
I love that. I can give you some of my cooking recipes.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. My cooking recipes have actually been published before.
That's amazing since you can't understand measurements.
I know, right? I don't measure anything, actually. All of my cooking recipes don't have measurements on them. Everything is to taste.
You're just out here raw dogging fucking recipes. It's like, yeah.
I do. But I baked a cake the other day, and I did not measure anything. I went, this seems right, and this seems right, and maybe I'll throw some of that in. And it turned out phenomenal.
Did you actually taste it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a gluten-free lemon cake that I made.
You bring me any?
I ate all of it.
Kind of hurt.
Sorry. You're
not sorry.
No, I'm not.
Why would you? So Canadian of you. Sorry.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're not sorry about that shit.
No, I'm not.
We gotta break you with that Canadian shit. You are not sorry. You just like, no, that was mine. I wasn't thinking about you in the least bit when I made that. It was for me.
Yeah. I gotta stop that. That
should.
sorry stuff.
Yeah.
Happens too often.
There's no reason you should apologize for me giving you shit about making a cake for me that I did not request, that you did not think of. Like, you should just be like, motherfucker, it was delicious. Sucks to be you.
Yeah. You have a point. I have no point. Like,
no. Yeah. No counter argument there.
Interesting.
Can you make me one in the future?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Neat.
I asked a few friends that I saw that were on your birthday party list, and I went, should I bake him something? Like, it's a birthday party, right? And one of them called me, laughed in my face, and went, he's going to be so drunk before you even get there. There's no point. And I was like, oh, okay.
Really?
Yes.
I want to know who said that.
Who was it? It was a male talent.
Well, it's got to be Will or Kevin at that point.
I think it was Will.
Yeah.
I think it was Will that told me that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's accurate.
I didn't meet Ken until that day, so it was probably Will.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else male talent, because not a lot of male talent showed up.
No, there wasn't really many male talent there, so it was probably Will that told me that.
Yeah, I mean, accurate.
Yeah.
Oh, I was blotto.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah. That's my big thing. Is like for most people's birthdays, I bake them something.
Well, next year, assuming you don't hate me by then, you can bake me something if you'd like.
We'll see.
I put the caveat if you don't hate me by then.
Okay, cool.
I mean, to be determined.
Dun, dun, dun.
Like, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Don't worry. You will not get 100 text messages from me.
If I do, and I have to change my phone number again, I'll be really upset.
Not my jam.
Yeah, oof. Someone texting me that much and me having to change my phone number is wild.
Is that why you changed your number?
It's one of the reasons, yeah. Like the main reason.
You're like, I don't block people. I just change numbers.
Yeah. And then I reach out to anyone that I actually want to have my number. And I start the process all over again.
Yeah, because I got your old number 48 hours before you changed numbers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because you're like, you texted me. I'm like, is this a scam? You just gave me your number.
Oh my God, that did happen. That happened to a lot of people that were at that July 4th party that I gave my number to, because it was 2 days afterwards. I gave out my new number. And they were like, and they were all hitting me up on Twitter and Instagram and shit. And I was like, no, it's definitely my new number. And Sean Alf sent me a video and he was like, well, this could be scam or this could be not, but I guess we'll find out. And I was like, okay. I sent him back a video and I was like, it's definitely me. But thanks, Sean.
No, I had to confirm too because it was just like, well, this is Ellie. I'm like, okay.
Alrighty.
Which Ellie?
I had a few people FaceTime me to like make sure it was me. And I was like literally in my bathtub texting everyone. And I was like, hey, what's going on? And they were like, we just want to make sure it was you. And I was like, oh yeah, it's me.
That's it. I didn't need to do all that because like if you told me your like stage last name via text, it's like some random scammer does not have that.
Yeah, no.
Would not have my number and your full stage name.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't need to occupy your time so much. You're like, so let's FaceTime.
Yeah. They didn't even ask. A lot of people were just FaceTiming me. And I was like,
rude.
Right? If you're going to call me, please text me first. In any sense. If you're going to call me in any sense, text me first. Because I don't answer phone calls.
You barely answer texts.
Yeah. We were just having this conversation earlier. Yeah, I keep my phone on sleep mode at all times. My ringer button is never on. It's never on so much that my old phone, it was actually like melted downwards. It could not be flipped on at all.
Why'd you get rid of that phone?
I shattered the whole back of it.
Doing what?
My 21st birthday.
Man, that sounds like a good time that I wasn't invited to. Shit.
I got drunk at a bar, and then my friend blocked me while I was getting railed on the side of the bar outside. And then I was getting a phone call from like my aunt, I think. And I was trying to decline it, and I accidentally answered it and went, oh shit, and dropped my phone, and my case split in two, and my phone just fucking shattered. Screen didn't, but the back of it did.
I mean, why didn't you just be like, busy? Busy.
Dick wasn't that good for me to act like that.
I'm sorry. You should be fucked better on your birthday.
I had my birthday fucking the night before. So it was like,
well, that was your 20th birthday. I mean, 20th. You were still
No, I was celebrating my 21st on Friday, but my 21st was a Thursday.
Oh, well, then.
I think. Or it was
You don't
Friday.
know.
I was shit-faced that whole week. It was AVN, which I couldn't go to any of the parties because I wasn't 21. And then 2 or 3 days afterwards is when I turned 21. So I started partying the minute I got back to LA.
Nice.
I was like, fuck this. I couldn't go anywhere in fucking Vegas. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna get drunk. So I did. And no one wanted to party with me because everyone was sick from AVN. So I was like, well, I guess I'm alone. And I just got shit-faced everywhere.
Gotta go party with civilians.
Yeah, pretty much. At one point, a few fans showed up at the bar I was at and bought me a ton of drinks. And I got really drunk. And then I called my Uber back, and it was a whole situation because then my Uber back to my Airbnb was also a fan. So I had to call a friend of mine that's not in the industry. I was like, hey, can you like meet me at my Airbnb to make sure that this guy doesn't follow me inside? And he was like, yeah, I'm down the street. I was like, okay. And he showed up in like pajama pants and like escorted me into my Airbnb because it was just me alone, shit-faced with a fan as an Uber driver.
How many stars did you give him?
I don't give star ratings on Uber like ever. I just click the close, the next thing. And then I just ignore it and keep moving on.
Like, I don't want to judge you.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't like to judge people.
You should sometimes.
I'd be a terrible fucking judge on like a not reality show, but like the shows where they have like contestants and shit. Like in
those are reality shows.
Those aren't reality shows.
Are they game shows?
Game shows. Well,
The Voice is not a game show.
It's not a game show. What is that considered?
Hold on, we'll Google what The Voice is.
Because that's not a game show, and it's not a reality show. Because reality is like real life. The Voice is not real life.
No, reality is not real. Reality shows.
But it's in heavy quotations, real life, right? And then
The Voice is an American singing reality competition.
A reality competition. I could see that. Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, isn't all reality a competition?
Yes. I'm better than you.
How so?
Every way.
I have a bigger dick than you.
Mine can change sizes.
That is not your penis. That is just your toy.
It depends on how you view it.
One is biologically attached to me. One is not biologically
I can
attached.
sew it to myself. Make it attached to me.
Till you do. Till you do. It is not.
Okay.
And your clit could be bigger than my dick. I don't know. We can measure later.
Okay. Yeah. Compare flaps.
We're just going to compare flappy bits.
I think mine are bigger.
I don't think that is accurate.
Yeah.
Some of your flappy bits may be bigger. Like, yeah. Your pectoral appendages are definitely bigger than mine. I'm working on
Are these
it.
considered flappy bits?
Depending on who you are.
I feel like mine are more perky than flappy bits.
I mean, they're more flappy than they are on, like, men.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, they are bags of fat.
Now, what constitutes it being a flappy bit? Because labia aren't bags of fat. It's skin.
Well, yeah. I mean, yes, but the bags of fat are covered in skin. That's what makes them flappy.
I feel like I don't know. Don't know how I feel about that one.
My asshole's probably flappier. I have hemorrhoids, but
I'm so glad I've never had hemorrhoids.
well, you're 21. You shouldn't.
Yeah, but I do anal all the time.
Does anal equal hemorrhoids?
If you're taking massive cocks, yes. I don't do it on camera. I should preface. I don't do anal on camera.
I'm aware.
Yeah, but in my personal life, yeah, a lot of people get hemorrhoids from anal. That's why a lot of women don't do anal on camera, is because you can get hemorrhoids from it.
Pro tip. Well, not pro tip, but I got my hemorrhoids from just poor life choices, not taking a dick.
Does poor life choices include a toy?
No.
Oh.
I've digestive problems, so like that hole is definitely exit only.
I also have digestive problems with celiac disease.
Yeah, I was diagnosed with Crohn's in 2004, so.
Yeah, that's why I'm so like particular with my shit when it comes to my celiac disease, because if that gets fucked up, then it puts me at like a super high chance of getting Crohn's, and I'm like, I don't want that dynamic duo.
Yeah, not funsies.
That's like, I'm good. I'm all right.
I went out to lunch with another friend of mine who has Crohn's recently, and she's just like, I'm doing this and this and this. I'm like, the moral of the story is I'm a stupid dude because I just ignore most of,
Yeah.
Like, oh, you shouldn't be drinking.
We all do weird, whack shit we're not supposed to.
Well, yeah, none of us are making it out of this shit alive, so.
Exactly. That is exactly my point.
Do what feels good occasionally or often.
I do it daily.
Daily. Wow.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad you appreciate it. I mean, you're the one doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel good about yourself now?
I do. Yeah.
Just now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only in this moment.
That's what I'm here to do. It's the whole point of this podcast. Just raise your self-esteem a little bit, and just enough where you're like, why am I here?
That little bit is more than what most people do. So there you go.
Do you feel like people are trying to bring you down?
Have you met the internet?
Oh, I've existed on the internet long before you.
That's probably true. Yeah.
No, that's definitely true. I'm old.
No, I know it's true for a fact, because I did not get any form of social media until the day after I shot my first scene. So yes, it is in fact true. I had never even been on YouTube until like 2 weeks before.
So when did you shoot your first scene?
October of last year.
So you hadn't been on YouTube till like mid-October last year.
Yeah. I didn't have internet like the entire time I was in my parents' house. My parents were anti-TV, anti-internet. I wasn't allowed to wear pants. I had to only wear skirts and dresses. It's the whole Christian indoctrination thing I'm talking about. Yeah. Even like for me to do my bachelor's, I had to be on a PC in the living room in an area where my mother could supervise me to make sure that I was only doing schooling, and that was it. And we only had Wi-Fi for school, and that was it. It literally got unplugged after a certain time. So that way we could not be on it.
I hate to break this to you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Yes.
You don't know your mother fucking shit. Don't fucking tell her you're a fucking Christian. She has tried to ruin your fucking life. You don't owe her shit.
Yeah, I guess.
No, I don't guess. I know. She tried to ruin your fucking life.
I don't feel like that though. Like
Well, yeah,
not having internet, that doesn't really ruin a person's life.
Oh, it does.
In what way?
You have the wealth of human knowledge at your fingertips.
That's what libraries are for.
That's not the wealth of human.
Did I just?
Yeah.
Did I just knock off?
You're just knocking things over. It's fine.
Oh, sorry. I always am moving my legs around when I'm talking. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Close your legs. Let's keep talking.
It's part of me.
Yes, your legs are part of you. Yes. How biology works.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd have real problems if your legs were not part of you.
That would be a real problem.
Like, I really don't want to have to push you in a wheelchair outside.
Oh my God. Yeah, that would be a problem.
Oh my God. I'm not moving in to be your caretaker. Though you would make so much money as amputee porn.
I totally would. Imagine having a fat ass and no legs.
We could cut your legs off.
Elective surgery?
Yeah, that's what we'll call it. You would make so much money.
I totally would. Amputee porn. I feel like that's a whole category that's not really being tapped into much.
Right? 21-year-old hot amputee. Fucking.
I mean.
How often do people get banged in a wheelchair?
Not often. Although I feel like I saw something recently on Twitter about that. Someone getting fucked in a wheelchair.
Yeah, but that could be your whole thing.
Totally could be. I feel like it was this chick's whole thing though, because I feel like I could be totally wrong on this. I think it was, might have been Flesh Mechanic. Someone, a content creator of some sorts, posted about screwing someone in a wheelchair. And
I mean, do you enjoy walking? Exactly.
I'd rather teleport.
Well, how about roll places? You get to board.
I could literally.
You get to board first on every flight.
And on top of that, I could say Autobots roll out every time I leave.
Or every time you come.
You're onto something.
Yeah.
This is a moneymaker.
Guess what? You could auction your legs off to fans.
Oh my God. I would auction off each individual tendon, the skin, my toenails, everything.
You could be set for life on that shit.
Really good. I've actually auctioned off my toenail clippings before.
Not surprising.
Yeah, right? I actually had a fan ask if I would ever auction off my toenails. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, he's like, when you take polish off, sometimes you can peel it up. Would you ever peel it off and send it to me? And I was like, how much are you gonna pay me?
How much did he pay you?
$400.
That's it?
That was 4 months ago. I didn't really know what I was worth then.
What do you feel you're worth now?
I would have charged at least $1,200.
Well, shit, good on you.
Yeah. That was a brand new pedicure for me to do that. I was like, But hey, I got it. He also did pay for a new pedicure as well. I should preface that. Because he found out that I was shooting a scene 2 days later. And he was like, oh, here's the money for a new pedicure. And I was like, thank you.
That is one of the things that boggles my mind as a dude. It's just how do these dudes have the money to afford this shit? What is your life that you're just yeah, I can just throw away $400 on your toenail clippings, and then you cost your pedicure without batting an eye.
From my experience, it's mainly men that are not exactly the most. How do I say this politely?
Don't.
They're not exactly the most expansive when it comes to their food. And food is one of the biggest costs that you have. So they live in a small studio apartment or their mother's basement, and they're eating grilled cheese and KD every single night. And that is one of the cheapest fucking meals you could have. I actually had a video call with a guy, and he paid me to teach him how to cook because he had been surviving on ramen and toasted cheese sandwiches, not grilled cheese. Toaster. Once they come out of the toaster, slab of cold cheese. Eat. Wild.
So you're his mother now.
So he paid me to teach him how to cook. So I did do that. But that's from my experience, that's a big thing. And it's yeah. Yeah. Well, he texted me like, and by texting, I mean he hit me up on like OnlyFans like 3-4 weeks later and was like, "Oh my God, why is food so expensive?" I was like, "What the fuck do you mean? Why is food so expensive? What have you been eating?" I thought he was eating like minimal things. And then that's when he told me that like the pasta I taught him how to cook was the first time he had ever actually cooked a meal for himself other than ramen, craft dinner, or a toasted cheese sandwich.
Well, you may have just extended that man's life for a couple of years.
I hope so.
Like, holy fuck, vegetables?
Oh, sorry. No, he had also had toasted tomato sandwiches, which similar concept, toast, mayo, salt and pepper. Whoa, wild slab of tomato.
That's a fruit.
We're not going to get into this conversation right
It's
now.
a fruit.
It's labeled a vegetable in the store, and that's what I care about.
You only care about what society says labels are? Okay, that seems a weird take for someone in your line of work, that you only care about society's labels.
I mean, sometimes we got to go with the grain and sometimes we got to go against, and I pick and choose my battles.
Why?
Because I don't have the fucking energy to go against everything.
Science says that's a fruit.
And science says a lot of things we don't agree with anymore.
Are you an anti-vaxxer?
I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Although I have some bold takes that could be a whole conversation, but I'm not going to put that on the internet.
Oh no. Why would you even bring that up? Why would you bring that up if you don't want to talk about it?
I have actually.
Why are you going to edge us with that?
I have actually said it on the internet before.
Oh.
But I deleted that tweet. So technically, if you tried hard enough, you could probably find it.
To the Wayback Machine we go.
But I won't speak on that again.
Are you vaccinated?
Against what?
Mumps, rubella, polio?
Yes and no. I have some. I don't have all.
Oh, do you have polio?
No.
Am I hallucinating? Are we doing this in an iron lung?
What?
Where do you end up if you have polio?
I don't. Okay.
Are you not aware of the iron lung?
No, not aware at all.
Oh, really?
I avoid medical conversations because I actually I'm terrified of medicine. Like I have to medicate myself before entering a hospital.
Well, yeah, that's what this is. This is medicine.
Yep, exactly. My therapist loves me.
I can't wait to meet them.
I'm sure you can't. Yeah. Be a fun time.
We're going to make an introduction. We're going to do a group session.
We should go to Six Flags.
Okay.
Do therapy on roller coasters.
I mean, I'm down to go to Six Flags.
Okay, cool.
Oh my God. I have to hang out with Ellie. Oh no.
Oh God. I'm very entertaining, so I can only imagine.
And confident.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't give a fuck. That's where that confidence comes from.
I mean, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh well.
Okay, we can go to Six Flags.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You promise?
Yeah. I'll pinky swear on that shit on camera. Pinky's out.
Oh my God, guys. We just pinky sweared.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to Six Flags.
I'll admit on the internet, I enjoy your company. Shit.
Oh my God. That's wild.
Yeah, and you've admitted on the internet you think I'm funny, so I don't know why, but
You are.
stop lying to people.
You can be.
That's more accurate.
You can be.
You have your moments.
Yeah. I say that to most people though. Like anyone that I
Oh,
find-
no, that's insulting. That's fucking insulting. I say that to most people. Most people, yeah, I think most people are funny.
anyone that I decide to keep around in my life to keep them on the edge. I'm like, oh, you can be. Like that's always my answer. I never tell them a definitive yes or no.
Oh, no, you have definitively told me you think I'm funny.
Have I?
Yes.
Mm.
I'm not sure what like state of inebriation you were at the moment, but you have said it.
Probably very.
Whatever that means, you were more honest.
Cheers to that.
I feel like the audience is not good. No, they've definitely gotten to know who you are, but don't know. They don't know like historical facts.
Historical facts. Okay, what do we need?
I don't know. Where's your favorite place to travel?
Ooh.
South Korea, apparently.
I do have to do another Asia trip because I was fucked up on most of that one. We snuck some drugs into those countries that we
That is so fucking ballsy.
like
Like, because I I want nothing more in life to hallucinate in Japan. I want to do hallucinogens in Japan.
Done it.
No, you did it in South Korea, obviously.
I've done it.
You thought you were in Japan.
I did it in Thailand. Did it in South Korea. Did it in Japan. I've been to China. I
want to do shrooms or LSD in Tokyo, but like the juice is not worth the squeeze in my mind.
I genuinely didn't even know that we were bringing them. I had made a joke in the group chat about it. I was like, we should bring drugs. And they all laughed. One of these frat guy boyfriends of my friends decided to actually fucking do it and brought a whole vial of liquid LSD and labeled the bottle as face serum.
That is how you go to prison forever. For fucking ever in Japan.
I was 18. I didn't know what was what then.
It's like 3 weeks ago. Shit.
Yeah, right? Time flies so fast.
This is just me being elderly.
It happens. But yeah, you can sneak,
Sadly.
you can sneak some drugs into some countries. And it's difficult.
Some countries would be fine. Asia ain't it.
Asia is a hard one.
Yeah, Asia's like, we'll put you to death for weed. So, in places.
Yeah. I've never smuggled weed. Weed's one I haven't done.
Yeah, I am not a big THC person, so I'm okay with that. Hallucinogens and alcohol are my jam.
Yeah, that's fair. I used to be a big pill popper. So at the time.
What pills?
Painkillers.
Oh, so opiates or just
opioids? Yeah. That's what I went to rehab for. So I used to take, and I also had a prescription for Xanax. So I used to just wait it off. And I actually had prescriptions for opioids. It wasn't like a black market backstreet situation.
You said Elvis's doctor. Got it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. No, I've had multiple surgeries in my life for different things. So I just kind of.
Is that where your ovaries went?
My ovaries were when I was 19. It was a surgery I had.
Well, that counts.
Yeah, it happened. But no, like if you look at my knees, like I've had like multiple surgical scars and stuff.
I thought those are all Barbie scars.
Imagine my sister was out there just pinning me down and fucking jamming Barbies into my kneecaps.
Stop it. I'm so hard.
I'll recreate it someday.
Shit. There goes my savings.
Oh my God. I just get a weird custom request on my OnlyFans later. Hey, can you like stab your kneecaps with Barbie dolls?
No, someone else has to do it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like there has to be the terror in your eye to turn me on.
Oh, I understand now. That makes sense.
That was toxic as shit.
That was really toxic. Oh my God. I can't believe you just said that.
Why wouldn't I? It's fucking hilarious.
It is hilarious. But if taken out of context, that's so fucking funny.
I mean, yes. And guess what? It's a joke. It didn't happen.
Wild.
I don't have customs money.
Wild.
I wish that was wild. Shit. That's just LA living.
Yeah. I'll be honest, when I realized what I should be charging for customs and started charging that, and people were still buying them, I was like, oh my God, what are people doing with their life? Like, what? And then I talked to some of the guys and I was like, level with me, okay? Like, tell me, how are you doing this? Are all of you rich? Like, what is going on? And a lot of them were like, no, like we actually save up. Like we put money into a separate savings account each time we get paid. So that way we can pick our favorite star to get a custom from when we have the money to do it. And I was like, why?
I wholeheartedly agree. Like
when some of these customs are just like shake your ass and smile at the camera, I'm like, do you know how many videos there are of me doing that on the internet? My pinned tweet on Twitter for 4.5 months was just me shaking my ass and smiling at the camera.
Well, I hope you're at least saying their fucking name for the price.
Most of them don't want that.
It's so weird.
I know. It's like, what?
Yeah, that shit boggles my mind. What boggles my mind even more is the people that get scammed out of tens of thousands from like the fake accounts.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like those, I'm like, how do you have this much money to be this dumb?
Mm-hmm. I've had a few fans get really mad at me because sometimes, I mean, I'm in my PhD program and I shoot pretty much every day as well. I'm a busy person. Sometimes customs can take like 2 weeks. Sorry. And I preface that before they even send me money. I'm like, this could take literally up to 3 weeks, just so you know. And every time they're like, oh no, that's fine. Don't worry about it. 4 days later, where the fuck is my custom? I'm like, what? What are you on? And they're like, well, I can't afford to get another one. So you have to send it to me. I'm like,
they're horny.
I'm like, I told you it could take 3 weeks. What the fuck?
Guess what? It's like fucking Domino's 30 minutes less. It could take 30 minutes. You don't want it to.
Exactly.
They're horny, Ellie. They're horny. They want to bust a ropey load to whatever you're creating.
I want to edge them.
Well, they're the ones paying, so they should take priority.
Most of them are cucks, so.
Well.
I'm in charge here.
Are you in charge of the cuck, or is it just someone who's sexually gratified by watching you fuck someone else?
Both? Most cucks are submissive, so I would assume that I'm in charge.
These are things I don't know.
A dominant cuck seems wild.
Fuck that motherfucker! Fuck him! Fuck him now! Enjoy that dick! Are you not enjoying it? What the fuck's wrong with you? Enjoy that! Enjoy that shit! I'm trying to get off here! Enjoy it!
That just sounds like something that would happen if like the scenario for like the porno version of that would be like he walks in on her like texting another dude and he's like, no, bring him over. I want to see what he can give you that I can't. Fucking show me. And then they fuck. And the whole time he's like, yeah, are you fucking enjoying that? You fucking enjoying? Like, I feel like that's like some rage behind it.
I can play that role.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go for another ABN. Fuck it.
Why not?
I'm available for your non-sex performances.
I wish I got to do non-sex performances as well. I know they don't pay as much.
No, I do them for the lulz.
Exactly. If Brazzers was like, hey, do you want to just sit back and berate this guy? I'd be like, yes, of course I do. Of course. Please let me.
They do hire people to do that.
I know. They don't hire me to do that. And they should, because I'm really good at it. I used to do phone sex. Phone sex is entirely just berating men.
Did you? Okay. Please elaborate on the story.
What do you need elaboration on?
When, where, how, why?
After I turned 18, I moved out of my parents' house and I moved into a friend's place. I was confused as to how she was making so much money in the middle of downtown Toronto, yet still studying and not really ever going to work. So I asked her, I was like, hey, where's the money coming from? Because I know your parents don't have money. Like they were like lower middle class, you know? And she was like, oh, I do phone sex. And I was like, what, like OnlyFans? Like what the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about?
How is phone sex still a thing when OnlyFans exists?
Exactly. That was my thing. I was like, what do you do? Like OnlyFans? Like what you post nudes? Like that was my first reaction. And she was like, no, literal 1-800 fucking sex lines still exist.
Is Canada in the 70s or some shit?
That was a US and Canada one.
Sure.
And
sure.
Yeah, right. And she was like, we're always looking for girls if you want to do it. And I was like, you know what? Let me listen in on a few of the calls. I want to see what you're doing. I want to see like how involved this is. Because you have to realize that like I was still very Catholic at that point. So I was like, I don't know if this is going to be cool or
very
what.
Catholic, little autistic. Got it.
Yeah. Well, very autistic, but it's, you know. And so I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be cool with this. Like you do you, but I don't know if it's going to be cool for me. And I remember I sat in on her doing one and the whole time was her just bitching this guy out for not being able to get hard. It was a 2.5-hour phone call of her screaming at him, fucking pretending to throw things, like making noise in a way that made it sound like she was throwing shit around.
She's a fucking Foley artist?
Like totally just all over the fucking place. And I remember just sitting back and being like, whoa, okay. And the company that we worked for had where like they could turn their webcams on so we could see them. But like obviously we weren't webcams. And the guy the whole time was just like limp dick and like crying, but begging for her to continue. And I was like, this is actually hilarious. Like, yeah. I was like, that's so fucking funny. And after the call, she was like, so do you want to do it? I can message my boss and you can probably start like tomorrow. And I was like, yeah, I do. And that is the story of how I worked as a phone sex worker for like a couple months to make extra cash, and all I did was berate men on the internet.
Can you give me an example of
Oh.
what a session was like with you?
My main regular that paid me the most money, like I mean a lot of money. I bought my car, I did my down payment on a house with this money. His whole thing was that he was a pony boy. I see your face. Let me explain.
Yes, that's my
Yes.
face. Yes.
Yes. He wore little hooves on his feet and his hands, and he wore horse ears and a horse tail butt plug and a saddle on his back.
No blinders.
No blinders. There was a whole call we had about me berating him for not having nice enough gear because he wasn't a pretty enough pony boy. And the whole thing was that I had to pretend to be riding him and whipping him, but I had him whip himself for me because I was too good to whip him. He had to whip himself, that fucking slut. And the whole time it was just me having him prance around his room, do all this different shit. I had him doing little jumps and skips and hops and then berating the shit out of him when he was bad at it. Like, I told him to do triple jump. You know that thing that you do in middle school? Yeah, had him do that, and he went, I don't know what you're talking about. I went, you fucking slug bag, do a triple jump. And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, you can fucking do it or you can whip yourself. And he was like, yes, mistress. And then he tried, and I had to try so hard not to laugh. So yeah, that's how a lot of those went. I would spend hours of my day just berating a pony boy.
It's a hard knock life.
It was.
I'm glad you survived.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm glad you made it here.
Yeah, we all go through our things.
I know.
Yeah.
It's fucking like war-torn Gaza over there.
I probably would have kept doing phone sex work had the site not gotten taken down.
Yeah, because people discovered, oh, wait a minute, there's actual pornography on the internet?
No, the site got taken down because we had multiple girls that were taking calls from like actual cannibals with like cannibal fetishes. And they would like pretend they would eat like steak and stuff and essentially do ASMR and pretend to be eating human beings. And yeah, that like started a whole investigation. So the site got taken down.
That doesn't seem like a crime.
Yeah, except that they'd like, there were a few callers that were apparently actually eating human flesh that they had gotten off of the dark web.
No, I mean, it's not getting any more dead. It's
Yeah,
fine.
right.
Like, what's the problem?
And they were like super open about it on like online forums and stuff. So it got found, and then the site got taken down, which kind of blows.
That's bullshit. Like,
Right?
You guys weren't selling the human flesh.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, like, people are going to get what they want to get.
Exactly.
And as long as they're not eating brains, they're not going to get kuru, so.
Right. Right. That was my whole thing. I was like, damn.
You ever eaten people?
No. Other
Would
than
you?
like cum.
Well, that's genetic matter. Like,
Technically, it's thousands of people, isn't it?
no.
Thousands of half people.
I mean, it is megabytes worth of data, but it's not half people.
It's half people.
No.
It's half people.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
What's the other half of the person? The egg. It's half people.
I feel like the egg is more than just the sperm.
Fine. 25% people.
Yeah, okay. You have not eaten any fully developed humans.
No, I've not eaten any fully developed humans.
Would you?
No.
Without soy sauce, obviously.
I would not eat any fully developed humans.
Under any circumstances?
Under no circumstances would that happen.
Cool. So if we go down in the Andes, I get to eat you. Cool. Because you're not eating anyone else, so.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dope.
Yeah. I can survive off of vegetation. I was a Girl Scout. I know what I can eat.
Oh, you've never seen the movie Alive or heard about the movie Alive?
No.
Oh, it's about a fucking soccer team in the 70s.
Oh, wait, no, that soccer team in the 70s, that was the Uruguayan soccer team.
Yeah, they went down.
No, I know the actual story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ate people.
I've met the one survivor before. He was a friend of my ex-fiance. My ex-fiance was Uruguayan, from Uruguay, born in Montevideo. And I went to Uruguay, and his dad's like best friend was the dad of.
Well, you definitely should have offered him some thigh meat or something. Like that's the proper sacrifice there. You can pour yourself more. You don't have to keep looking at a lime.
I'm just like shaking this lime around. Whoops. I don't have any more seltzer.
I mean, there's more in the fridge. I will.
Is there?
Yes.
Oh.
Would you like more seltzer?
That would be really cool.
There have been more ice and seltzer provided.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're fucking welcome.
Thank you. What?
Oh.
Uh-huh.
It's a weird interaction.
Yeah. Always is when I'm around. I bring a weird vibe to the party.
I don't think so.
I've been told that a few times, so I'm going with it.
Who the fuck has told you that?
Many people. It's a lot of women in the industry tell me that I bring a weird vibe. But they laugh about it, so I don't know if they're like, it's like a weird vibe in a good way or weird vibe in a, I shouldn't be around her.
Well, do they invite you back out?
I don't know. I don't go out.
You do occasionally.
Not really.
Well, how are we going to get Korean barbecue?
It has to be a special occasion.
Well, that's a horrible idea.
I don't know if the viewers just watched me squirt lime juice all over this table, but it happened.
Yeah, that's not the first juices all over this table, so.
Oh, that I made that one much stronger. Okay. Go me.
This is why I allow you to pour your own fucking alcohol.
It happens.
Because otherwise I'd be pouring like I pour for myself, so.
Usually I do a much heavier pour, but I want to get home tonight.
I want you to get home tonight. I want you here.
So.
I mean, I want you here now, but I don't want you here later.
You don't want me here?
I want you here now.
You don't want me here?
That came out wrong, apparently. I want you here now. I would not have booked you to do the show if I did not want you here. I just don't want you here later.
That's fair.
I don't want to be like
a gremlin. I like sundown.
It is past sundown.
No, but I mean like gremlin sundown is after midnight, isn't it?
Yeah, which is the dumbest rule ever.
Yeah.
Time zones, like, how's that work?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Does it work on like lunar situations? I don't know.
I mean,
weird.
How do gremlins work if you get them above the Arctic Circle?
Good question.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a scientific breakdown of this. I'd love to have like, I don't know what that beep was.
I mean, oh, don't worry about that.
Okay.
Imagine gremlins during like northern Alaskan summer. Look at you having gas again.
Look at me. During a North Atlantic summer?
No, North Alaskan summer.
North Alaskan.
Yeah, like in the Arctic Circle where it's like, oh, you only get a couple hours a night, like at best. Like, can I just feed you 24/7 now? Or
doesn't that happen in the Netherlands too?
The Netherlands aren't that far north.
No, I feel like no, it's not Netherlands. It's Switzerland, Sweden.
Sweden, maybe Finland, Norway.
Norway, probably.
Yeah, like them Scandinavian countries.
Yeah.
You ever been to Scandinavia?
I haven't been to Scandinavia, no.
Finland was pretty rad.
Yeah, haven't done that one. Actually, technically, I've been to Switzerland because I went on a Girl Scout trip, but I wouldn't.
Well, Switzerland's not in Scandinavia.
No, I know it's not, but it's close to it. So.
Sort of?
Sort of.
I mean, Germany's technically closer.
Yeah, but I feel like Switzerland has the vibes.
Okay, so we're just cosplaying being fucking, Scandinavian. I got it.
Yes. Switzerland has more Scandinavian vibes than Germany does. And I'll stick by that.
Okay.
You can tell me I'm wrong?
Yes.
What Scandinavian vibes does Germany have?
I'm not saying Germany has Scandinavian vibes.
But
I'm just
Switzerland has more of them.
Seeing as I've only been to southern Germany, I couldn't fucking really comment.
That sucks.
No, it's fucking rad. Munich's rad.
Munich's okay.
It's okay.
It's all right. I went there on a school trip, so I don't.
Well, yeah, when you were still Catholic, so obviously.
Yeah, it was a Catholic school trip. We went to churches.
Yeah, well, actually, I went to a church while I was there too.
I went to multiple churches across Germany.
I also went to Oktoberfest, so.
Yeah, I've never been to an Oktoberfest.
You should. It's fucking rad.
I can't drink beer.
The food is what it's
I
about.
can't have most food.
Well, starve and watch me eat.
There is a huge Oktoberfest that always happened in Toronto, and my friends always tried to get me to go, but I was like, why would I go so I can just watch a bunch of people eat food I can't have, but I want to eat, and drink things I want to have but can't have?
Don't you want to see me happy?
No.
Okay, well, I'm glad that's been established.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yep. I like to make sure that I'm very straightforward.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't like ambiguity.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you're just like,
I'm straightforward in friendships.
No, I appreciate that you're just like, no, I don't want to see you happy. It's the last thing I want is to see you happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. If you are happy, good for you. But it's not like on my to-do list.
It should be.
Why? State your case.
I don't have to state a case on that.
Then I don't have to.
No, you don't have to.
Cool.
I mean, it's like wishing for things. Like, I wish that you would like to see me happy.
You can wish, but that's a you thing.
It is.
It has nothing to do with me.
Correct.
Cool.
You don't bring me happiness. I'm sorry, Ellie.
Oh, no, I'm aware of that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, cool.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, you don't bring me unhappiness.
That's the real kicker. I don't care about if I bring people happiness. It's that I don't want to bring them unhappiness. If they are emotionally neutral around me, I'm totally cool with that.
I mean, I enjoy your company, so like, it's not exactly emotionally neutral.
I guess, but I feel like that's emotionally neutral.
No, because it's not like, oh, Ellie's here. Like, oh, Ellie's here.
Unhappy though. If you're like, that's like
that's not unhappy.
That's like a form of unhappiness. There's like a scale, and
that's baseline. Like, baseline is like
or higher.
No, it was like, oh, Ellie's here. Cool. Like,
You're saying I'm higher than neutral?
Yeah, like, did I not seem legitimately excited to see you at the fucking party?
I guess. Yeah.
Wow. I gotta sell it.
Really fucked up. And I was kind of running that whole thing because everyone else that was running it got really fucked up. And then press arrived and I was like, oh my God, it was a problem.
Though I do have to admit, I was unhappy with you to the point where the fact that the barbecue happened and I didn't know the meat was done. I fucking was hungry.
I'm sorry. I walked out of the tent to go get people for the first round and I saw Alex Jones and I was like, Alex, do you like barbecue? And he was like, yeah, of course I do. And I was like, go to the tent. And he was like, what, the fucking orgy tent? He's like, this is not some sick meat joke. And I was like, no. I was like, the food tent. He's like, there's a food tent? And I was like, walk straight. There's going to be picanha and chimichurri that I made. And He was like, oh, fuck. Okay, I'll be right there. And then all of a sudden, all the people he was with joined. And I was like, well, I can't fucking say no to them. And then Flesh Mechanic, same situation. Told him, and then everyone, I was like, fuck. And then I go and I get the two people whose house it was, Austin and Naked Bakers. I was like, hey, guys, that stuff I've had marinating in your fridge for 48 hours and I destroyed your kitchen making, it's done. And they were like, oh my God, okay, we're coming. And then they like brought people along the way. And then all of a sudden there was press in the tent, like and I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, I only made 2 of these. This was only supposed to be for like 12 people.
And not a single one of them was Matt Slayer.
No one told you. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm aware. I'm painfully aware that no one told me.
And there were people that I had no idea who they were eating the food I cooked. And I was like, oh, I don't know these people.
Coolsies.
Yeah. It was really sad.
Yeah.
I was like trying to get the people that I knew to eat the food and no one was around.
But not me. I was definitely there.
Yeah. I swear to you, I think there was only like 4 people that ate the food that I actually personally knew.
Right. You could have been like, Matt, food.
I didn't even know where the fuck you were.
Somewhere around the pool drinking?
I didn't even make it to the pool.
You have my number. You could be like, Matt, food.
Yeah, I probably could have. That would have been like a whole situation. It would have been difficult.
Really?
Yeah, I was using the wall of the house to get to where I was going. I was drinking caipirinha.
All I know is I left that party fucking hungry.
I also made 80 hot dogs.
I got 0 hot dogs.
I made 80 hot dogs. And somehow, barely anyone got hot dogs. Fucking Parker Ambrose. I was on set with him like a few days afterwards, and he was like, there was like no food at that party. And I was like, I made 2 picanhas. I made 80 hot dogs. I made like 20 veggie burgers. There was definitely food. Oh, and someone DoorDash Domino's. So like
Multiple people don't.
people DoorDash Domino's.
Oh no, I got a little bit of the wings to the Domino's. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't completely starve, but it was just like chips, someone's fucking random Domino's wing.
Yeah. Oh, I did also make a layered dip that got destroyed in the first
I did
hour.
eat some of that.
It was delicious. I love that shit.
I ate that in front of you. Like,
Did you?
yeah, because you were like, I made this. I'm like, oh, okay, I normally wouldn't, but
Yeah, that's fair.
I got peer pressured into your dip.
Yeah, that sounds right. There wasn't much of it left at that point. So
I got the sloppy fourths of your dip.
yeah, a lot of people liked it. Me and Penelope, I don't know her last name, were eating a lot of it.
Penelope Reed?
Really tiny. She's like short.
I don't know.
I don't remember. Me and her ate a lot of that dip.
Nice.
It was the first time I had met her, and we stood on either sides of it and ate more of it than we probably should have. So thank you, Penelope, for eating dip with me.
It was a good party. Like,
Yeah.
I only dislike the my lack of getting your meat.
A lot of people are upset they don't get my meat.
Most of the internet.
Yeah. It happens.
No, it doesn't.
I've
That's
had
that's the point.
I had a lot of people that were at that party message me and be like, hey, why didn't you cook food? And I was like, but I did. I cooked a lot of food.
Oh no,
I spent 2.5 hours at the grill.
I know you cooked food because I'm like, when's the meat on? You're like, hours ago, and I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I believe I said motherfucker out loud.
Yeah, you did. You did. Yeah.
This is
It was a whole.
like, but God damn it! I was waiting for someone to be like, meat's on.
Yeah, but if I had done that, then 200 people would have flooded the tent.
Yeah, I would have fought them. That's fine.
Yeah,
You would have given me my opportunity to fight these fucking malnutried fucking 20-year-olds. Like, I would have gotten my meat.
I honestly believe you. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I was never made aware that shit was happening.
Yeah. I barely even got any of it.
You left me in the dark, Ellie.
I got one thin little corner slice of it, and that was it. That was all I got.
That's sad.
And the chimichurri was demolished.
Sad.
I was like, damn. Because I made like a triple batch. I made a huge fucking mason jar of chimichurri, and I was like, with 2 picanhas, this much chimichurri, I was like, I'm gonna be taking at least half of this fucking chimichurri home.
Nope.
No, all of it was gone. People started dumping it on their plates and eating it with tortilla chips. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Hungry high people.
Yeah, there was a lot of those. And a lot of people had like left the orgy tent at that point. So there was a lot of people that were like tired and hungry because they had just fucked a ton and they were like dehydrated and everything. And I was like, okay, you guys need to drink water. And then all I have is chips and chimichurri. And like, that's it. Because it was a bring your own food event and no one brought their own food.
Well, apparently the previous year, there was a ton of leftover food.
There was because only like 60 people were there last year.
So like, I brought a bunch of alcohol because I was told that like, oh, there's a ton of leftover food last year. So I was just like, I'll bring booze.
Yeah, that's what everyone did. And somehow we still ran out of alcohol. I showed up that morning and found out there was no mixers at all. So I Instacarted from Costco Spindrift because I was like, well, there's vodka, so you can make vodka sodas with flavored Spindrift and stuff. There you go. And little like flats of Sunny D. Because I was like, well, this is great. You mix it with pretty much anything. And they're individual bottles, so I don't have to worry about people pouring. And they were gone in the first 2 hours. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It was a good party. It was a good party.
It was a lot.
It was.
A lot happened.
Apparently people showed up for the next 3 days afterwards.
Yeah, it was a 4-day party.
I know. I had other shit going on. I was not showing up for day 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah, I wanted to, but I was in the middle of moving into my new place. And I was like, I don't know if I can, guys. I was like, this is just too much. I was like, I will attempt. I don't know. And then I fucking, and then I got texts from people that I had been wanting to fuck on the 4th that were just like ignoring me. And I was like, well,
Who'd you want to fuck on the 4th that was ignoring you?
a lot of people.
No, I want to shame some motherfuckers.
It's okay. It's been remedied.
Have you fucked them since?
Yes, I have.
All of them?
Yes.
Okay, good on you.
My list. But there were people I wanted to fuck, and they were ignoring me. I understand there was a lot going on, so I was like, yeah, sure.
A lot of stimulation.
It was a lot happening. And then like after the full 4 days was over, they were texting me. They're like, "Why didn't you show up the other days? Like we could have had fun in the tent." And I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I was like, "I tried so many times to fuck you on the 4th, so many times, and you, nope, not at all, not one advancement." And then I don't show up the other days, and it's, "Oh, I missed you. Why couldn't we fuck?" And it's like, what the fuck?
Do you want people to be aggressive with you and like, make the first move?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to fucking do that.
Why not?
It's annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying for everyone.
Yeah. Most of the time I do make the first move.
Do you?
Yeah, a lot of the time I do. A lot of the time I'm like, "Hey, you want to fuck?"
Then why didn't you do that on the 4th?
I did. And a lot of them were like, "Oh, later. Like we'll do it later."
That's great for the self-esteem.
And I was like, "Oh, nice. Okay." I thought I was just getting rejected over and over again, but a lot, like literally 10 men, 10 people were just that overstimulated with how many people were there that they just forgot.
That's also hurtful.
Yeah, I was like, "Whoa, okay."
Like, I've never been so stimulated in my life where it was just like, oh yeah, I forgot about that person I want to fuck.
Right.
Not once.
Right. Like, damn. Now at that point, I was like, now I have to fuck them to show them what they missed. And then I'll never fuck them again. So that way they won't ever get it again.
So how many people are you not fucking ever again?
10.
10? All 10?
Mhm. I'm very spiteful.
I appreciate that about you. Yeah.
This all ties back to the leaving people on red and letting them know it. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Literally, I don't think I was trying to fuck anyone at that party. I'm like, was there anyone? No. Literally no one I was trying to holler at that whole fucking party.
It happens. There was over 250 people showed up at one point.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking about like, oh, well, there was one person I was supposed to like hang out with at one point and like had awkward vibes with, like wasn't trying to fuck her, obviously, because that ship had sailed apparently. Yeah, literally no one else. It was just like, yeah, literally did not try to holler at anyone at that fucking party.
It happens.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
It's a sad state of affairs. It's like, oh, hey, don't want to fuck you. Don't want to fuck you. No chance. It's just like whole party of like, not trying to holler at anyone.
Pretty much. Yeah. I went into the party. I had seen the guest list the day before because you have to realize that like the 4 days leading up to this party, I was there every single day setting this place up.
No, I legitimately asked you, like, do you live here?
Yeah. Multiple people asked me that because I was there for like 12 to 14 hours for 3 to 4 days leading up to the party. And then I showed up at 9 a.m. the day of the party to finish setting up. Like, I did so much for that fucking party. The 2 people that owned the house, they both were like giving me hugs and everything. They were like, "Oh my God, thank you so much."
So do you want to plan my next birthday?
Sure. I love that shit. I'm so on it. I know what I'm doing. It's just I wish more people had brought food.
Same.
I told them to.
Same.
Because we told them we weren't feeding them.
Well, there was a claim of tacos if you didn't bring food. There was a claim. There was.
Who the fuck said they were making tacos?
Austin. Austin said there was going to be tacos. Like, you may get a couple tacos if you don't bring food, is what Austin said in the fucking blast.
Austin.
I did not see a taco. Not one.
Austin, sweetie. I never said I was making tacos. I made shrimp tacos the day before. Maybe that's what he was talking about. The day before, for anyone that helped set up, I made shrimp tacos for. So for like 30 people that helped set up that place, they all did get shrimp tacos. But that was it.
Stop. I'm fucking hungry now. God.
I cook all the time. I'm always hungry. Yeah, but we did tell people to bring your own food.
No.
That was
definitely a thing. I'm like.
And then no one was showing up with food. And the most that was happening was like bags of ice. And I was like, okay, this is dope. I love that we're keeping the coolers cold, but there's nothing in them.
I brought booze. I brought a bunch of booze.
You did do that. I watched you bring in cases of, was it Modelo?
Yeah.
Yes. I watched you bring in cases of Modelo.
Like,
that did happen.
I'm like, it would be really off-brand for me to not bring alcohol.
Yeah, that made sense. That totally made sense. There were a few people that showed up with nothing and were like, where's the drinks and the food? And I was like, it's all gone. Like, DoorDash exists. At one point, Austin was walking around the party going, Postmates, people, Postmates. And I was like, yeah.
All in all, it was still a good party.
Yeah, it was still a good party. It was a great fucking party.
I had a good time.
I'm gonna host my 22nd birthday at their place.
Sick.
Yeah.
Let me know if I get an invite.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna open it probably to most of the industry.
Well, way to make me feel special once again.
You're welcome. I'll send you the particle invite directly, though.
Oh, cool.
You're welcome.
Cool.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I'm happy to not just get it through Will Pounder, so.
Huh?
I'm happy that I won't just get it from Will.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that would only be fair if Will's just like, oh, hey, Ellie's party.
That would be fair. That totally would be fair. I totally should make him do that. Be like, Will, can you send this to Matt? And he'd probably be like, don't you have his number? You were on his show. Like, why can't you? I'd be like, no, just do it. Just send it.
It's for the bit.
For the bit.
It's for the bit.
If anyone knows, I'm very committed to the bit.
I appreciate that.
I'm very committed. Yeah.
Being committed to the bit is fucking important. Is the reason to do a lot of things in life.
For sure. Are you kidding me? Very committed. Very committed.
No, I'm not kidding you. I do many things for the bit.
Same.
Tragic sexual encounters for the bit.
Yeah. Obviously. We all do it.
What is your top tragic sexual encounter that you did for the bit?
Slept with a guy with a micro penis.
Did you know that going in?
Yes.
How?
Because he was, at the time, my best friend's boyfriend.
Okay.
And
tell this whole story. You're getting yada yada.
I was at her place. I think I was like 16, almost 17 at this point. I have to preface, the long-term relationship I was in was open. Like, we were cool with sleeping with other people.
That's so kind of weird to me. Like, hey, I was 12 in an open relationship.
Lost my virginity then too, so it all happens. Anyways,
yeah, it happened.
Yeah. Anyways, I was like 16, 17 at the time, and she got really drunk at our mutual friend's place. She got really drunk, and she started like crying about how she had lost her virginity, and we were like, oh fuck, because it was known that I had lost mine. Like, I was the town slut through and through. But everyone else that I was friends with were still very Catholic, and it, like, losing their V card was like, it's like a big thing. Yeah, I know. I thought it was weird too, because I still don't see it as like a thing.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing. But to them it was. And like, I respected that, you know, they wore their purity rings, everything. Good for them. And she was crying about how she had lost it, and we were like, you know, consoling her, like, you know, it's not a big thing. Like, you did it with your long-term 2-year long boyfriend, high school boyfriend. We were like, this is a normal experience.
Right.
Like, you're 16, 17 years old, losing your virginity to your high school boyfriend. Most women go through this. This is like a normal event. And then she looks up at us and goes, his dick was so small, I couldn't feel it. And I was like, oh my God, I need to know more. And I was like, please, fingers, measure out how small. And she goes, no, like, it was like, it might as well have been inverted. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, there's no way. Like, I was like, he had to have been like really soft or something. Like, there's no way he was that small. And she was like, I couldn't even suck it. Like, it wasn't. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? So I just left. We just kind of exited that conversation that night. The next day, I'm talking to her, and I was like, there's no way. I was like, do you have a picture? You know, I was like, it's high school. People send dick pics. People send nudes. It happens. Like, do you have a picture? Please tell me you have a picture. And she was like, no, like, he never sent me a picture.
Yeah, if it's that small, obviously he's never sent a picture.
Yeah, right?
Hey, does this make you hot?
Yeah.
Does this make you wet?
Yeah. And I was like, okay. And I brought it up to her. I kind of jokingly, but I was like, can I try and fuck him? Like, I was like, I need to see this. Like, I was just so intrigued and so committed to figuring out what was going on. She laughed off and she was like, yeah, if you can get him to fuck you, because like you're not his type. And I was like, you promise you're not going to get upset at me if I can do this? And she was like, no, I promise. And I was like, okay. And then I did it. And it was at a party like 2 weeks later. I managed to convince him to fuck me.
How did you convince him?
Honestly, I don't really know. I was a lot of me just being really touchy and then being like, I heard that you have a really nice dick. Like, can I see it? And he was like, oh my God, yes.
He should have thought that was a trap.
Right?
Like any man with the self-awareness, if you have a micro penis, like, this is a trap.
Right? I remember going into a bathroom, pulling down his pants, and then crying because of how hard I was laughing. It genuinely the smallest penis I've ever seen in my life. But then I still let him fuck me because I was like, I need to know what this feels like.
How did it feel?
It felt like women will understand what I'm saying. When you wear a thong and it kind of pulls up into your lips a little bit, not quite a wedgie, but not a wedgie, that's what it felt like.
Did he come?
Yeah. On my ass.
Oh, okay. So he didn't try to cream pie you.
Oh, God, no. No, it came on my ass and I was like, okay. And it was like a regular load. It wasn't like it was a small.
Well, yeah, his balls weren't small.
No, they weren't. I was like, okay. And then I left laughing my ass off. And I walk out and I see her and she went, oh my God, you did it. Because I was laughing so hard. She was like, there's no way you actually. And I was like, yes, I did. And she was like, is he actually like, please, she's like, please tell me I'm not like tripping out. Like I'm not like a size queen or something. And I was like, no, that is so tiny. Like, I was like, please tell me he's a bottom because that's the only way you can really work with that. That's in my personal opinion anyways. And she was like, I don't even know what that is. And I was like, oh God. I was very committed to that one though.
Hopefully that dude is living his best life at this point.
Maybe. I don't know. Last I saw, he went to university for software engineering.
Well, hopefully he's very well to do and can just afford sex workers and they will not laugh at him.
He's engaged.
Well, good
so
on
he found someone that's okay with it. And that's what matters, people.
Right.
What matters?
Find people that are okay with your genitals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what life's about.
Is that your quest to find people okay with your genitals?
Most people are okay with mine. It's me finding genitals I'm okay with.
What makes okay genitals for you?
Size.
How big?
At least 9.
All right.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah. Mm.
You into having your cervix bruised or?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You've probably seen my tweets. No?
Maybe.
Oh, I tweet about it quite often about how I'd like to have my cervix bruised. I will never forget. I actually had a male talent like a week and a half ago, about a week ago. Made a joke on set because I was being and he laughs and he goes, keep acting like that, I'm gonna bottom out on you. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean bottom out on me? And he was like, it's when you like you put the whole thing and you hit and you try and push through the cervix, like you're hitting that deep. And I laughed at him and I went, please do it. And he went, what? And I was like, no, I want you to do that to me, please. I was like, that's like, do it. And he was like, what the fuck? He thought I was crazy. And I'd worked with yeah. I had worked with the director before and the director was like, no, that's actually just her. That's like, she's actually into that. And the guy was like, first time I'd ever worked with him. So he didn't know the weird shit I was into. And we had only been doing dialogue. We hadn't gotten to the sex point yet. And he was like, okay, sure. Like he was just so like concerned for my well-being. And he was like, don't you have work like again tomorrow? And I was like, yeah. And I want my cervix to continuously be bruised.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, because then you bruise it today and then tomorrow the next guy will hit against it and I'll feel the bruising all over again. It'll be great. And he was like, are you okay? Like, are you good? And I was like, yeah, this is what I like. And this is what, that's what I'm into.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
What you're into is fucking important.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't know why anyone would think otherwise. Like,
I don't know. Some people are weird.
some people are puritanical and don't know any better.
Yeah.
I feel like it mostly comes from a place of ignorance, not like being weird. I just think they're just uneducated.
I would agree with that. Uneducated is a big thing. Yeah. Between that and a lot of people themselves have not tried things. So when I tell them that I'm into things, they're like, what the fuck? Especially when I work with like older male talent. A lot of older male talent are very vanilla. Like very, very vanilla. And they're like, the most they'll do is like, yeah, they'll fuck me rough, but they won't like choke me out. They won't slap me around. Like none of that shit.
Well, like, how choked out are you looking to get choked out?
I want to be unconscious and then fucked back awake. Like, that's what I want. And I understand most companies don't allow that.
Well, yeah,
I understand that.
Visa doesn't want
Yeah, I totally understand that. However, you can play it off on most paid sites, and I have. Because when I pass out, my eyes just roll into the back of my head. But my eyes are still technically open. So it doesn't look like I'm unconscious.
No, it's just fucking white. Oh, is she having an exorcism right now? Like,
yeah, you can technically play it off if you do it right. So I have.
That's post work, like just CGIing fucking irises.
So I've played it off a few times. Just that like my eyes rolled back, not that like, that I was unconscious. As long as you don't state that you were unconscious, they can't really tell.
Is this what you want in real life too?
Yes.
Okay.
I recently had a guy, and I was like, we were texting, we had been on a few dates, and he asked me, he was like, I need to know. He's like, this for my own personal, he's like, I need to know, are you like into kinky shit in bed? He's like, I know you're a porn star. You've probably into some things. You've definitely tested more things than I have. What are you into? And I was like, no, I totally respect this conversation. I'm glad that you're asking my boundaries and like what I'm into.
Right.
And I told him, I gave him the list. I literally have a notes app with.
I want to see this fucking notes app. I'm curious.
It's a long list.
I can read. My eyes work.
Oh my God. It's got like 30 things on it. Easily.
Oh my God, 30 line items. Oh my God, I don't know how I'll ever make it through that. I want to read this shit. Break it out now. I want the audience to hear this. Break it out.
God.
It's only 30 line items. Fucking break it out.
I know it. I have it memorized. I don't have to break it out. But
well, then fucking get on with it.
Okay, cool. Choking is the first one. If you've ever seen any of my stuff, I'm always choked. I can't get off without being choked.
Okay.
Slapping in any form.
Okay.
If you bruise my face, extra points.
Cool.
Hair pulling. Love that shit. I feel like those are almost standard things though.
Well, it depends on who you're fucking, because like people have extensions and that's what anyone wants is to get their extensions pulled out.
I have real hair. So you can.
Oh my God, you fancy bitch. Fucking. Got real hair.
I have real hair. So you can pull mine. Hair pulling, cervix bruising, which is something that most women are not into because it can cause extreme discomfort depending on the nerves you have around your cervix.
I know some other size queens that are all about that cervix bruise.
It's usually size queens that are into it.
Yeah.
We're usually the ones that are like, no, bruise us, please.
Right.
Off camera, really into anal.
I mean, this is all off camera. Like I'm asking about your off camera fucking.
Literally all this is on and off camera.
No, I don't give a fuck about like what people book you for. I want to know what the off camera is.
Yeah, well, for sure. But this is off camera for sure. Anal, fucking love anal. Bondage in any form. And I genuinely mean any form. I am cool with being plastic wrapped and tied up and gagged and beaten until I can't walk and then fucked.
Okay.
Cool. I loved your reaction to that. Cling film. It's great. Yeah. Sorry. Cling film caught me off guard.
The chair's leather for a reason.
Happens. Gagging in multiple forms, whether that's underwear, ball gags, hand in my mouth, whatever.
Right.
Sensory deprivation. I've actually been fucked in a sensory deprivation tank.
Fancy.
Yeah, I knew a guy whose dad owned a salon that had one. And I was like, let me be in there for like 15 minutes. That way my senses start to like shut down and then come in and fuck me. And he was like, okay. It was great.
Yeah, but then you're still fucking underwater, which is never fun.
No, he like, so next thing, I'm into drowning as well. And he was like partially drowning me as he was doing it. So he was tilting me up. So my head kept going back up underwater. And like, if you're like this and like the dick is going in here, this is my vagina, dick is going in here, head here, water here. So my head was kind of bouncing up and down.
Ellie, I have to break it to you. That's your elbow.
But pretend that's my vagina.
Okay.
Yeah,
They
cool.
look very different.
They did look very different.
I mean, I don't know for certain. I do not have a mental image of your vagina like just burned in. I can see your elbow.
Thank you. But yeah,
You're
so that brings me on to the next thing. Drowning. Love drowning. I love it. Having my face shoved underwater is like hot.
Do you want to be waterboarded while you get fucked?
I've done that and it's great.
All right.
Yeah. Love it. Like the full like Chinese torture method with the wet rag that's like slowly being dripped with water.
Whoa. Breaks. That's American.
Is it?
I mean, that's what we did to people in Gitmo.
I don't know. Someone told me it was a Chinese torture technique.
No. Chinese water torture involves drops on the head and shit. Waterboarding is very American. How dare you try to steal that for someone else?
How dare I? I'm so sorry. I genuinely thought that was like an Asian technique. I was told that it was.
We're sending you back to Canada on that shit.
Sorry.
See? Very Canadian of you.
I am what I am. Yeah, love drowning in multiple forms. That brings me on to the next one. CNC.
Machining?
Consensual not consent.
So kind of machining.
Kind of. Yeah, in a sense. Yeah.
I don't even know where that was going, but yeah.
Yeah. Guns. Love guns.
How very un-Canadian of you.
Why do you think I lived in Texas?
Poor life choices.
Yes and no. Love guns. Love to be threatened with them. In a sexual manner. I should preface that. I love to be threatened with them in a sexual manner only when it is a two consenting parties.
Okay, I was about to say, like, so if dude has his fucking pants around his thighs and like has a gun, like, fair, it's
all of a
sexual.
sudden he brings this clip up in a court of law and is like, but she said it was okay.
Like, I had my dick out and a gun. Like, she's into that, right?
No. Like guns. Knives. Knives are super dope. Love knife play. Which then draws into my next two. Carving. Can't do it because of my current job. But if you actually look at close pictures of my thighs, I do have little things carved into my thighs.
Is it like full on Westworld in your inner thigh? Like trying to find the entrance to the labyrinth on your inner thigh?
Thankfully, I don't scar very much. So you have to like really look at it. And they're kind of like silverish. So they like blend in.
Well, now I lost my erection. Like, you don't scar. I'm out.
I don't really scar much.
I'm out. I'm out.
I love carvation. Like carving. Love that shit.
No.
I love being cut up by knives.
If I can't write my name like it's a tree, like.
Exactly. That's exactly what should happen.
Right. But if it's not there forever, I'm out. Like, that's such.
Totally fair.
Like, who wants this temporary shit? Like, no. Like,
I know.
Gotta put an MS in that motherfucker.
So boring.
That's not boring. Going away is boring.
That's fair. Love blood. Blood is super dope.
It's a thing, yeah.
Yeah, love blood. Blood play is super dope. I love being covered in my own blood and other people's blood.
So through wounds or period sex?
Both.
Cool.
There's just something really feral about blood. I love.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. I have been on record multiple times where like nothing makes me feel like more like a man than when I'm covered from here to here in fucking period blood.
Right? Yeah, totally.
Like, I did that.
Yeah.
I did that shit.
Yeah. Super into like primal prey stuff, like hunting.
What does that even fucking mean?
Like
it
for
has
context, like my ex used to have me run through the forest and he would literally hunt me down and like tie me to a tree and fuck me in the forest. Like full, he would give me like a 10-second head start, run. Love it.
That sounds like so much effort. I could just put an AirPod on you and like catch up with you later.
No, for sure. But it's fun. I'm a big fan of that. Trying to think what else.
I don't know what else.
What other whack shit do I do?
Why is it whack?
It just is because most people aren't into it.
Well, that doesn't make it whack. Just because society as a whole isn't into what you're into doesn't make it whack. Fuck that. Fuck conforming to societal norms because people with half fucking brain cell aren't into that shit. Fuck that.
Fair enough. Piss play's fun. But that's more normal now.
Pissing on someone or being pissed on?
Both.
Fair enough.
And like bladder control. It's fun too.
Explain bladder
Being
control.
fucked and being like having someone force water down your throat before fucking you and then being told that you can't like piss and then like pushing on your stomach while you're being fucked. And then like as you come, they're like, okay, piss.
Oh, see, as a dude, once you have an erection, you generally don't need to pee.
Yeah, well.
Not a dude. I understand.
Yeah.
There's photographic evidence that you're not a dude.
Yeah, that's crazy how that works. Yeah.
Is it?
Yes. I think what else? I already said sensory deprivation. I always said that. This one might be a little weird. Auditory play. I don't know if that's the actual word for it before someone comes at me. It's just what I've always called it. But like, I have had multiple partners where like we've recorded ourselves fucking and then they've put that in my headphones and made me walk around in public listening to us being like fucking.
Oh God, that's the last thing I'd ever want to do.
And like on repeat over and over for hours. Cause I wear headphones most of the time when I'm in public because like sensory issues. So that is what they would make me listen to. And that's hot. Love that shit. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think like how my fuck noises would sound like. Yeah, it's not something you want to listen to on loop.
Well, it is what it is.
It is. It's nothing that ever crossed my mind to be like, yo, girl, listen to these fuck noises.
Yeah, I guess.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Hey,
it
makes you happy.
Yeah. If you've been paying attention, I'm into total domination, which is fun. Which is where like I only do it with men, where I like completely submit entirely, and they have full control over everything I do.
That's such a bad plan.
Why?
You met men?
Yeah, it's why I'm very selective.
Good call.
Yeah. I'm not like hooking up with a guy from Tinder and I'm like, all right, tell me what to do. Like, I'm not.
Well, yeah, because he's probably drooling on himself. You're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm not like that.
You have an extra chromosome, dog.
Oh, my God. That's most of the main ones. Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty exhaustive list.
Yeah. I think it's the most I've ever said on the internet, though. Most people don't know all of those.
They do now.
I know. Look at you guys. Wild.
Ellie, I hate to do it. We gotta call this motherfucker. We've been doing this for over 2 hours.
God. Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Wild.
I know.
Holy shit.
I wasn't lying.
I don't know. Doesn't feel like I've been talking that long.
Yes, I'm just bringing you on here to lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get you out of here, tell the internet where they can find you on the things.
On the things and the stuff?
Yeah.
And the stuff and the things?
We're gonna spend money on you, woman.
You want to spend money on me?
I believe 1 or 2 people want to.
Okay. Well, they can do that. If you look up my name, you'll find it. But
No, do not ever do the Google me, bro.
I have said that a few times because I'm just so tired of saying my shit. But Twitter is Enova XXX. Instagram is Ellie Nova XX. And OnlyFans is Ellie Nova XXX. And Pornhub is Ellie Nova.
Ellie, it's been a pleasure. We'll get a meal at some point, apparently. Maybe.
You get what?
A meal?
Yeah.
Foods?
Yeah.
Foodstuffs?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Wow. Until next week, drink up, motherfuckers.
Bye.